rise and fight. Ride the worm, hold on tight. Through the storm to the light. Call the banners of the brave. Sands of Arrakis will not cave. Arcanum's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes our fate revealed. Bene Gesserit weave their schemes. History echoes in our dreams. Houses rise and empires fall. Desert story holds them all. Water's precious drops we claim. In Arrakis lives our name. From the desert we derive strength to conquer, strength to thrive. The world, hold on tight. Through the storm, through the night. Call the banners of the brave. Sands of Arrakis will not cave. Arcanum's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes our fate revealed. Arcanum's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes, our fate revealed. Bene Gesserit weave their schemes. History echoes in our dreams. Houses rise and empires fall. Desert story holds them all. The desert story holds them all.
All right, all right, all right. Oh man, we are back. Hold on one second. All right, so I think what we got going on tonight, everyone. Got some big Dune news. Welcome back. I had a quick little mic issue, but I'm getting better at fixing my stuff. Yeah. So I've been cleaning up my back end stuff. I got a new headset. Been doing some research on Dune Awakening. Some big stuff going on. Dune Awakening, 6 weeks away. So, who we got in the chat here tonight? We got anybody? I'm watching TikTok better now. I'm seeing the TikTok. If you're on TikTok, welcome. The stream just started. We are a Dune channel, Arrakis Central. Welcome to the stream, everyone. So, another week down. We are, I think, 6 weeks away from Dune Awakening, the new MMO game coming out. And we also have big news coming out recently about Dune Part 3, the movie. So I'm going to focus on a little bit of that first. Lumberdan in the chat. Another week closer. A new mic too. No, not a new mic. I just been tweaking the settings on it. I might be a little more louder as well, and then I just been messing with settings behind the scenes. I got a new headset. My old headset died. It literally broke and cracked. Now I got a fancy one. I need a new headset, man. Dune Awakening coming out. I got it. I gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we're gonna be talking a little bit about some quick Dune Part 3 movie news here with Jason Momoa. We've talked a little bit about that. Oh, I also went and watched the Minecraft movie today. I guess we could talk a little. That's not really Dune related, but Jason Momoa's in it. But I took the kids. I took my kid and the nephew to see Minecraft with Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and I don't know the other actors' names. A kid, a lady, and a girl, but I don't know who the heck they are. I've never seen them before. But the standouts in that movie are obviously Jack Black and Jason Momoa. That's what you're going to see, those two guys. I know a lot. I've heard a lot of negative about the movie. I didn't think it was that bad. It reminds me of a silly, goofy '80s, '90s movie. Nothing great, but like if you were like a kid, it's for kids, right? And it didn't seem anything like overly, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no bad words, cussing or nothing like that. It's all like kid stuff. So it seemed like perfectly safe for kids. It's like a good 11, 12-year-old boy movie, right? I think girls would like it too. But anybody really a kid who plays Minecraft should probably like that movie. But the interesting about that Minecraft movie today was I didn't really see an issue. I guess a lot of people hate it because I guess Jack Black um got really hardcore political, so a lot of people are like, but none of that's in the movie. It's just like Jack Black movie. He's doing all his normal stuff, skibbity doo, and all like all his normal Jack Black stuff. It was nothing like I didn't see any modern day politics in that movie at all that I had noticed. It's goofy. It reminded me of like a goofy '80s kind of film, but with newer graphics, right? So I mean, it's not anything I would go personally go watch like alone, but for a kid, take the kids to it. Seemed fine. And I played a lot of Minecraft with my kids growing up, so even I understood a lot of the stuff in them. I spent a lot of time with both my kids playing Minecraft for years. So I've played quite a bit of it. Yeah, I think it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. It was silly. Some of the jokes were kind of funny, and then it's silly stuff. It's nothing crazy. Nothing. I guess some people were complaining about Jack Black's being too Jack Black, and I'm like, yeah, that's what he does. He's done the same shtick for his entire career, and that's what you go to see. You know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? You kind of know what you're getting with this movie, I should say. I kind of like the Jason Momoa character a little bit, actually. Because he's like, I don't want to ruin it, but I kind of thought it was kind of funny. And then, because you have to go understand, the guy making this movie is the same guy that made Napoleon Dynamite. So you can kind of see that in the movie a little bit. Some vibes of that. You can kind of see the whole Uncle Rico, like, slash Rex Kwon Do kind of aspect, like, melding into the movie for, like, some of those characters. It's kind of funny. Yeah, but yeah, you can kind of tell the people that are hating on the movie don't play Minecraft. They're reviewing it as they're an adult and thinking it should be an adult, like, you know next masterpiece movie that's like, you know I'll probably get hate for this because a lot of the people, like, I agree with, hate the movie, and for some reason I kind of liked it in a weird way, like, for as what it is. But I guess people were thinking it's supposed to be some epic, ultimate acting movie and all. It's not. It's just a goofy kids movie. So, like the Sonic movies, or the Mario or whatever, like that kind of thing. And the good news about this movie, it didn't seem like it had any like crazy modern politics stuff pushed in there that I noticed, like out in your face. Really, a lot of poopy jokes and fart jokes, and like I'm telling you, this was made for an 11, 12-year-old kid, and it didn't seem like there was any weird stuff in there that I could notice. Oh, that was the thing I was going to talk about in the theater, dude. The theater was full of like just Minecraft nerds, kids. There, it's the first time I've ever seen something like this in a movie, and like I can remember. They were yelling like as they're like creating stuff on the crafting tables. They're like, "We're now gonna make this" in the movie, and they make the sword, and they're like yelling out the item, and this crowd is standing up, and the kids are like jumping up in the seats and stuff. I was like, "Well, that's pretty interesting." Clapping, and they're yelling out the names of the characters, and they're like quoting the movie. Like you could tell some of these people probably seen the movie 3 times already. It's only been out for 2 days. So I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see how it's doing real quick, actually. Let's see how Minecraft. Let's see how Minecraft movie. Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes has it. Let's throw it up there. Whatever this means. Oh, I got an ad blocker on. How do you turn it off? So Minecraft movie. Right now it's sitting at where's it at? Where's the actual score? Oh, right here, right in the middle. 49% on the reviews. 86% for the audience. I guess that's the popcorn meter. Yeah, so that's about right. What do the reviews say about it? Fresh fit. It's like cut in half. All critics. What do they hate about it, dude? What do they hate? What do the critics hate about the movie? If you're expecting any more from this movie than what it is, you're an idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're thinking this is supposed to be the next great Lord of the Rings epic, Godfather Part 1, 2, and all, like, they're people are so stupid, man. These critics. This ain't no Dune Part 2, I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But that's like what people think it's supposed to be. Why am I'm defending this movie, and I probably shouldn't be, but I don't know. Hey, what's a bad review? I don't know how to navigate this crap, dude. View all 7, I guess. Definitely for fans or kids, but at least well, where's like the actual reviews? The critic reviews. Oh, I top critics right here. It's not loading. No, there it goes. This movie's gonna make hella money. I'll tell you that because I never seen a theater that energetic for a movie I ever think in my life. Like my theater here, and I'm in the South, like not that populated. I mean, our city's big, but like it was freaking like half the theater was nerds clapping, jumping up and down, yelling out the freaking quotes, yelling out the equipment they're making and all the stuff. And I've never seen anything like they're all jumping up out of their seats, standing up. I never seen nothing like it. So just that of my on alone, let's seeing that, I'm thinking I never seen anybody do that before. That at that many. Maybe I think in some cities Marvel movies did that, right? But I've seen all. I watched like End Games and all those big Marvel movies here in most have not been to Matrix. You mean the movie Matrix? I watched the Matrix when it came out in theaters. The first one. I watched all 3 of them in the theater actually. But I didn't catch the I didn't watch the Matrix on release weekend. I think I watched it like a couple weeks in. But things were different back then in the 90s. You didn't know what the hell the movies were about half the time. And you had to go into the newspaper to read the movie times. I remember back in the day, there was not even the movie phone. You had to go in the paper, literally go to the newspaper to see what the show times were for the theater. That's the only time you would know. And then sometimes I would take a little silly putty and put it on the just for fun, and I would take the ink off the newspaper, right, and then pull it off and read it. Remember that? Most have not seen the Matrix release. I mean, I've seen stuff older than the Matrix release. I watched The Black Cauldron, the old Disney cartoon. I watched that in the movie theater. What year did that come out? I remember that. I was a kid. I used to love that movie. It was a cartoon, Disney cartoon they never talk about. 1985, that movie came out. This right here is one of those Disney gems they never even show. I think it's on Disney Plus. This was the best Disney movie, dude. It's not really popping up. The Black Cauldron, dude. This was like evil wizards and dead skeleton armies and all kinds of crap. I can't show it though. I'm gonna get copyright. But yeah. So yeah. Here's the critics. Hyperactive, hot pink mess of a movie which fails to elevate its cubic source material and reveals it's in the failure that like it's achieving something. Mr. Hess and his 5 screenwriters have mind childhood to craft something that's alive. Oh, that guy likes it. There's something quirky, visually inventive here, but it soon devolves into a mess of explosions. The spirit is how it fails to spark the imagination, retrying to core 10 of the game on which it's based. It seems as if there's either a gag or virtual signaling lesson in there about. I don't understand. So I guess he's saying there's like virtual signaling in there. I didn't really notice any though. I mean, if you want to say they kind of beat up on dragons and some towers, dragons. I mean, there's a bunch of movies like that. I mean, my favorite dragon movie of all time is Dragon Slayer. There's not really towers per se. Look up the movie Dragon Slayer. I own the 4K. That's the best dragon movie by far ever made. Or are you talking about an animated? Dragon Slayer. That's the best dragon movie ever made. Now some would say Dragonheart, but I didn't. This is not as good as Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer is the best. Dragons and some towers. Old movie. How many dragons are in it? Just one? Or is it multiple dragons? Well, there's a movie that was the Aragon. You talking about Aragon? That's not old though. That was like late 2000s, early 2000 teens. You're talking about an old movie. Well, the only one I know of is Dragons. Oh, well, there's a movie called Flight of the Dragons. That's animated. I don't think I've ever seen that. What the hell's Flight of the Dragons? Tons of dragons. I have to look into that. There's Flight of Dragons, 1982, but that's a cartoon. There's Aragon, that's a newer one. Which I own that Blu-ray. That was supposed to be like a big hit. Remember Aragon when that came out? It was supposed to be this big. It was gonna be like the Harry Potter of dragons and stuff, and it totally flopped. I didn't hate the movie. Yeah, the only one I can see of here is Flight of Dragons, but it's a cartoon. Yeah, it's like a goofy cartoon. Hmm. I can't think of anything. Um, like I said, the oldest dragon movie that was any good that I remember was Dragon Slayer. There's only one dragon though in that one, and then it has little babies. Prince Yuri, welcome. Wizard controlling dragons, tons, way older than that. I really miss it. Yeah, I can't even find it on Google searching. Is it like bad? Is it like stop animation and really crappy, like old 1960s stuff? Is it like a 60s movie or 70s? Seems like I would have seen it. Fabulous Raptor, welcome. We're talking about Dune, but right now we're talking about Minecraft and old 80s Dragons movies. 19s? Was it like a really low budget or something? Was it like something that was not like big? I want to know now. You got me all. Let's ask Copilot here. Will there be a physical edition of Dune? I don't know. They haven't said anything about a physical edition of Dune Awakening. I don't think so. Von Max, welcome to the channel. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's digital only. Yeah, right here. It seems it's so I don't know if you guys it's better than Google. I use Copilot now. Microsoft Copilot. It's AI. It's Thomas Anomalous. Everybody's oh man, we got Tom OTA up in here. We just got started on the stream. You guys didn't miss nothing yet. I haven't talked about anything. We've been talking about Minecraft the movie, which I watched today with the kids. And then we were trying to figure out, me and Shades One here, we're trying to figure out a dragon movie he watched before, an old one that had dragons fighting at the end of the movie, and it's an older movie. And I don't remember. The only one I know of is Dragon Slayer, when the wizard is trying to, his power is linked to the dragon with the amulet, and then he has to use, basically he has to have his mage, his page, or what do you want to call it, becomes a new wizard. And then, if you guys have ever seen Dragon Slayer, it's a movie, not that cartoon video game, but the movie. Best dragon movie ever made, Dragon Slayer. You might be able to see it on. I own the damn thing. I own it on digital and the 4K. Let's see. Stream. You have to pay for it pretty much on everything. But yeah, that's a big stream movie, a big time movie. It's been a couple of months. I'm glad to catch. Yeah, I did last week. I was so Thomas Anomalous. I was on man, I think I got caught up with Christmas traveling. Then we were hitting it hard with Dune Prophecy, right, for a while. Then Christmas hit, boom. New Year's hit, I kind of went into a slump because work really was picking up hard. And then I went on vacation. So a Christmas vacation, came back, was kind of in a video slump, live slump because I had a lot of stuff going on at work. And then I went on vacation to Europe and then came back. Boom! Now I'm hitting it ground. I hit the ground running last week. Actually, I think I went live. I put a bunch of videos and went live the second day I was home from Europe. So, and I still got to work on that video. I'm working on a little travel mini little. It would be like a couple, maybe like a 3-4 minute little thing, a little what do they call that, montage of me traveling to the airports through Norway. So if you guys don't know, I went to. For those of you watching the live stream right now, whether you're not on whatever platform you're on, I flew out on my own dime. I flew to Oslo, Norway, and went and visited and did a tour of Funcom. So some of you guys know that, but some of you may not. So we did 2 weeks in Europe. They didn't pay for it. I paid my own way. We flew to Germany to visit my mother-in-law. Drove to Amsterdam. We spent a couple days in Amsterdam with my family, me, my wife, and my younger son. And then we flew from Amsterdam to Oslo, Norway, and then spent 2 days there. And I spent like an hour and a half. I found the parking downtown Oslo. I had a rental car. Walked my way to Funcom, found the front door and everything, and buzzed in. I coordinated. Of course, they knew I was coming. And then went and did a tour. They have 2 floors over there, and I can't say much more else about it other than I got to take pictures, met with a couple of the programmers. A lot of the bigwigs weren't in the office that day. It was a Friday, but I didn't get to see Joel or any of the people we see a lot on the live streams. But I saw the Discord mods and the community managers and the other people that work at the company. And then I got to see some of the testing going on, and that's all I can say really about that. I got to go in all the offices. I got pictures, so I'll make a video. I got pictures that they allowed me. I got angles that they approved me to take in the building, because they still got stuff going on in there. And other games going on. So it's not just Dune going on in there. I know I'm rambling here, guys. But yeah, so, yep, I got to go to take a tour of Funcom. Pretty cool stuff, guys. It was pretty. I got pictures there, so I got proof. I just haven't. I put some of them. I think I put a couple up on my YouTube feed. It's funny because I took a picture right there where all their other Dune wall is. So it's where they film a lot of their little videos. And then, I also hand carried Dune card, graded 10, Lady Jessica from the Topps Dune collection. So those of you that've been around a while, you know I got those Dune cards, and I donated one to Funcom. So they got a grade 10 Lady Jessica at Funcom. Hopefully they have it standing up on their Dune wall by now. I gotta reach out to Camille, the guy I talked to. So if you watch the latest live gameplay they just did, the gentleman that's playing the game when they're talking about it, that's the gentleman. You can't see him on screen. He's behind the scenes, but that's the gentleman that I did the tour with. So if you watch the latest and greatest live gameplay they released, where it's the lady and the other devs, I was so nervous and weird. I don't remember every dang person I talked to. Let's go through the chat here real quick. Man, I got a few people in here. Man, spoilers? What spoilers? Sweet, it's been a couple of months. Yep. Spoilers? No spoiler. I didn't give any spoilers. Oh, we talking about for Dragon Slayer? That movie's there's no spoilers for a movie that's 40 years old. If a movie is 40 years old, you can't get in trouble for spoilers. That movie came out in 1981. That's older than, what is that? How many years is that? Yeah, it's 40 something years. That's older than 40 years. 1981. I know people get mad about spoiler things, especially on the Discord, but if a movie is over 40 years old, I'm not gonna feel bad for spoiling it because you should have seen it by now. That's all I'm gonna say. Especially a movie that of the best dragon movie ever to come out. I was gonna pull. I'm surprised people have not seen this movie. This is like one of my favorite movies as a kid. Dragon Slayer. One word. 1981. Great freaking movie. Can't find like a good image of it. Maybe I can. Maybe this will be a good image of it real quick before I get into this Screen Rant article, which we haven't even covered yet. So don't worry. I'm going through. Man, the chat's blowing up tonight, guys. Hey, keep it going. So we got ourselves. Same finally finished that job I had in North Dakota. Thomas. I'm finished my pack test for the 20 fire season. 3 miles, 45 pounds, and 3 miles and 39 minutes in 45 pounds. And that's over like terrain, huh? That's like up and down. Thomas Anomalous, that's not just flat. That's like going up and down, right? So yeah, that's pretty good. Terrain, gravel, and gravel roads and dirt roads and stuff. It's all the short. Yeah. We went to Amsterdam on that, and then Prince Yuri. Yep. You talking about that's wild? I was about to go into Oslo. Yeah, I paid for it all myself. So they can't say like all those content creators got flown out there. By Funcom, not me. I'm the Super Dune fan, guys. Just remember that I paid my own way, and for my whole family. So, and I gave them a gift of value. Of course, I'm not. I don't. We got to get these numbers up, guys, because I'm just not big enough streamer to be on their radar as far as the streaming goes. So we got to get a. How many other of those no streamers are giving them grade 10 Dune cards? None. And most of those other streamers don't know anything about Dune. A lot of them don't. They just know about games. I saw one video and the guy was just butchering Dune, the lore, and I was just like, oh come on. But he's a huge streamer, so he's got tons of I'm just like, okay. That's my issue. I'm big on Dune lore, but I'm low on viewers. That's my problem. I'm the opposite. That's probably better to be the other way around, right? To have more viewers. I need to get there. Let's see. So I need to start streaming more, honestly. That's my own fault. Let's see here. Oh, I'm gonna be the truest OG of this game. I hope so, but the problem is I have a full-time, big-time job that I gotta do. So hopefully I'm not gonna be able to stream 8 hours a day, or whatever. Unless this channel blows up when the game comes out and I can totally get rid of my job, but that ain't gonna happen. Not right away. Let's hope it does. Then I will do that. Make this my. See here. Don't worry, we'll tell them the most powerful guild in the game soon. I haven't even had a chance to like even look at guilds or guild names. Oh, guys, I made a Discord. Everybody in here right now. I got my Discord. I got my own server up now. So let me drop it real quick. And I forgot about that. Oh God, you guys are gonna see it. Let's see here. Let me see. How do I even... You guys probably just saw my new server. Let me see here. Let me get... Who's writing me here? Nobody. Here is a second. Let me see how... I'm not very good at Discord stuff, so let me get the link. How do I share it? Invite people. Here we go. How do you make the link? It's in, I have it in the YouTube. Well, Dungeons and Dragons had an old cartoon. I watched it in the 80s. But I don't think they had a TV show. Well, unless they have Dungeons and... You're talking about the mazes and whatever with Tom Hanks? It's the worst movie ever made. Tom Hanks is in a movie about Dungeons and Dragons players that play around the tabletop. Tom Hanks is in it. And he gets so into the game, he thinks it's real. And they have to like... He's about to walk off a pier or something. And they have to talk him down. It's not... You're living in the world, man. It's like really horrible movie. Like mazes and... What's that? Mages and Mazes, or what's the movie called? It's horrible. It's like one of his first movies. How do you... Hidden. Use copy. Okay, well, we'll try this. Say, I'm gonna invite people. Let's see if this is stupid. I'm trying to get my... Why is it saying hidden? Invite players. Or send a server invite to link a friend. Edit invite link. Generate link. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe because I'm live. It's effing up. Here, I'm gonna get it from my let me get it from my YouTube channel. I have it in there. I posted it on YouTube, but I can give it to you guys. So let's go here real quick. Channel. Real quick like. Boom. And copy. Hopefully this works. No, I was doing that, but for whatever reason, the link I got from the Discord, it wasn't generating again in the Discord itself. I was like, what the hell? But I did it yesterday. Maybe because I have Streamlabs running, maybe there's some kind of security thing. I don't know what's going on. But it's in there now. Click on that, see if it lets you guys join. I see a Pilgrim in there. Or I don't think, is that one of you guys? I'm still cleaning up the Discord, guys. So I'm adding stuff, and I'm gonna make it all nice looking, hopefully eventually. But other than that, yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into some stuff. We were still let's go through the chat. You guys have been pounding it tonight. See here, have you got anybody? Mages and Mazes. Yeah, that's it. Dude, do not watch that movie. It's horrible. It's Tom Hanks. Oh man, that movie makes me giggle. It's so bad. You guys are looking up the trailer on YouTube? Five-day head start will hurt the game? No, I don't think. Well, it won't hurt me because I ordered the Ultimate Edition, so I'll be playing it 5 days early. Oh yeah, by the way, I need to make a schedule, clean up my schedule and everything for this, but I will be playing. I've already taken time off work on the 15th of May. 15th and 16th I'm taking off. So it's I'll basically have the first 4 days of this game early launch. I'll be doing my damnedest to live stream it as much as I can because I'm taking work off for it. So yeah, well, I think we'll have a guild. That's why I stood up this Discord, and I figured we can get something going on the Discord with the loyal followers of Arrakis Central channel. And then, you know, I was gonna kind of do it through the Dune Awakening Discord. But I figured like I'll just do my own. We can do our own. Maybe you guys might even be better at it than me. Um, but I don't even know how the guild creation in the game is gonna work. Is it gonna be like Ark, where we don't know really yet, right? So it's gonna be like Ark, where we kind of like make it in the game, because I think they said it's gonna be different instances, server type. Maybe not. It'll be similar in some form or fashion to like Conan, where there is gonna be different separated servers. So I think if we make a guild or make a whatever you want to call it, clan, we'll be stuck in a certain region at least, I think. I don't think you can move your characters around. So if you go to a different area, you get to make a new character. But actually, Conan, I think Conan lets you have your character in different things, doesn't it? Different servers, I think you can load it in. I don't know. Maybe like, but I think it's locked like PvP, a PvE server, all that kind of jazz with the Conan character. But in Dune Awakening, there is no separate PvE or PvP server to build a character, but there is regions, I think, from what they mentioned. There's going to be different areas. So, yeah, if you, I think at a minimum, if I make a character in North America, I won't be able to, like, whatever, because games usually always have that, like a different server region than other games. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. Um, So, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Arc is like a lot more hardcore than I think what this game is gonna be. I think um Dune Awakening is gonna have a lot more of a team. Everything I've seen in other people's videos too, it's gonna be more of a team based, um small team based shooter MMO survival. Think like, you know, Conan or Rust meet an Arc meets kind of like a uh what's the big shooter, dungeon shooter, Destiny, kind of like, going through clearing out these dungeons and strongholds, getting loot, beating a boss or maybe like an enemy at the end. Kind of, we've seen some of the footage of that already. So but then it's also going to have the base building and all that, aspect, the crafting, and then but I don't think it'll be as unforgiving as Ark is, where you can spend 6 months making a whole base and somebody just comes wipes you out. Because in Haga Basin, your base is a little more protected. Now, if you try to do that in the deep desert, yeah, you're gonna get wiped out. But they're gonna wipe that weekly, so you won't put too much effort into your deep desert base as far as that goes. As far as I'm tracking, um, Shades 1, they're basically saying you're gonna be able to like play the whole game, and you don't even have to do PvP if you don't want to. Pretty much, you can kind of avoid it. It seems like but you'll never really get to the good stuff. From my understanding, the good loot, the good real riches are out in the deep desert, and that's where the PvP is, unfortunately. So, but you can play the whole game around in Haga Basin. That's from everything I understand. And you can play it solo too, from what they say. Yeah, Ark was brutal, dude. Ark, me and my buddies, we spent months building this awesome freaking base, and then we go to work and we log out, and then we wake up, or we log back in after work, and then basically there's like a Chinese clan in there wiping our base. So yeah, that won't happen in that way in this game, in Haga Basin at least. So you'll be able to keep some of your stuff safe. But the problem is, to my understanding, if you don't shield your base, I think the desert comes and wipes it away pretty quickly, even in Haga Basin. If you don't have it powered, the storms come through, and after a couple cycles, I think they wipe your stuff away. So you got to watch out for that. You still have to be able to, from what they've mentioned in some of the other videos. I've seen other YouTubers, I think, mention that. So you got to keep your stuff powered. That makes kind of sense. I think, believe you'd be able to get. I could have sworn I saw a video in Haga Basin where they were getting spice, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's more thicker ice spice fields out in Haga or in deep desert, maybe. Yeah, what do you guys think? Ooh, but what's so real quick, let me knock this story out, then we'll look at some Dune Awakening stuff. Real quick, Jason Momoa's Duncan, Idaho will return for Dune 3. Book spoilers explain. So if you don't know, this is kind of a spoiler if you haven't read Dune Messiah, which is technically it's the sequel book to Dune, the first book. Because Dune, if you don't know, Dune, the movie Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 is one book. It's Dune, the first book. And Dune Messiah is the sequel. Technically, the direct sequel to Dune is Dune Hall of Dune, which is like a Brian Herbert book, which is a extended universe book, which is a pretty badass book. I've talked about it before on here. But that one, a lot of people don't count it, right? So Dune Messiah is what they're going to make the movie on, which is a Frank Herbert book. So, but Denis Villeneuve, he just confirmed on that Today Show last week, promoting Minecraft. He said he's coming back to Dune Part 3, right? So he's Duncan Idaho. Well, you might ask, well, why the hell is he coming back? He died, right? Well, what you don't know, this is kind of a spoiler. I'll just leave it at this. I won't spoil anything else. He's brought back as a clone in the book. And he said it counts as a spoiler. The book's like over 40 years old. So it's not really, like I said, I see it I see it all the time on the Discord. People are like, I haven't read it, it's a spoiler. It's like, dude, it's a 60-year-old book. So it's just kind of one of those things. He even jokes about that when he's in that interview, Jason Momoa. It's in the books, man. Which is true. It's true. But like I said, anything over 40 years old to me is game. It's open. It's fair game. Fair use for spoilers. But I won't say anything more. I won't say much else. But he's coming to be back. It's in the book. It's true to the book. He'll be back. And that's about it. That's all I'm gonna say. But he's not quite himself. I'll leave it like that way. Hall of Dune. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the debate, right? About the Brian Herbert book says technically he's the controlling factor of the Herbert whatever Herbert whatever enterprises industries that owns all the, so his son still owns all the property. But I know I get it, man. A lot of people hate the Brian Herbert books. So I'm not going to argue with anybody on that, other than I personally like them. It just adds more to the thing. But of course, the thing is, I was coming from the aspect, I've mentioned this before. I was a big Warhammer 40K book guy, and then I used to read all those, like the Horus Heresy novels. And when I read them, those books kind of don't really read like, they're not the same writing style as Frank Herbert. They're more of like a modern generic-y sci-fi, similar to like these 40K books, right? So that's why I kind of like them, I guess. Especially the Horus, not Horus, but the Butlerian Jihad books. They're pretty cool. Yeah. Winds of Dune. Yep, that's the one basically. Well, I won't spoil it, but yeah. Let's just say Lady Jessica has to make a trip. You got to make a trip, make a journey. I like the Brian Herbert books. Yeah, the Kevin J. Anderson. Yep, yep. And I'm a BattleTech guy, so I used to read all the BattleTech books, and I like BattleTech. So I like all those books too, with the Wolf Clan and Jade Falcon and all the Steiner and all the. I'm big into the. I used to be bigger into it, but I used to be way big into BattleTech, big time. BattleTech's badass, dude. BattleTech's awesome. I've heard some stuff about BattleTech lately. They got kind of taken over by some serious political agenda stuff, and I've heard it's been kind of ruined lately. But I don't know. I kind of got out of it after a while. There's too many hobbies. Oh, did you guys see? I can't play it. Probably I'll get copywritten. The Tron Ares trailer. Before I continue on with this, Tron. They're making a new Tron movie. Comes out in October. Jared Leto. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna suck." I watched the trailer today, dude. It looks freaking badass, dude. I watched it, and it's Disney. I crap on Disney all day long. This is probably the best trailer I've seen come out of Disney. Like something I'm actually excited for that Disney's done since like Rogue One. So go watch the Tron Ares trailer. It's out. The first trailer. It looks freaking awesome. And I'm definitely gonna go watch that movie from that one trailer. Now it could be we could get a switcheroo and we get in there and it's like super lame, but from the trailer it looks awesome. The only thing is I don't see the original character from the well, not the original, but the son. I didn't see the Sam Flynn and then he got what was her name, Cora or whatever. The what were they called? From Dune, it's Tron Legacy, whatever. What were they called? Those exobites? No, exobites. That's from freaking Hellraiser or something. What was the AI race that develops in the Tron world, and then he saves her and gets her into the real world? What were they called? Someone remind me. They were called the that Clue gets pissed off when the little AI entities emerge, and then he basically takes over, traps Flynn, and then freaking starts killing everybody, killing all the AI. Isomorphs. ISOs. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just looked it up. Cora, I was right. That was her name. Dude, Olivia Wilde, right? But then that movie's awesome, dude. If you guys ever seen Tron Legacy, if you guys have Disney Plus, I don't have Disney Plus because I'm pissed off at Disney. But I'm starting to like if this Tron movie is good, I might come back to Disney, give him a chance. But I've been really mad about how crappy Disney stuff is. So I've been I don't pay for it anymore. But they got good old stuff. So The Black Hole, great science fiction movie. The Black Hole. You got the old Tron. All the old Disney stuff is awesome, dude. Is Condor Man? Is that a Disney movie? Dude, there's an old movie called Condor Man. Yes, it's Disney. I don't know if that's on Disney Plus, though. Hold on a second, guys. My wife was calling me. So there's an old movie called Condor Man. If you guys are still here listening to me ramble, dude, I love this movie. I own the movie. But I always thought they would remake that movie somehow, but It's actually a Marvel movie, if I remember correctly, too. I think it's a Marvel character. Am I right about that, or am I wrong? No, I guess he's not. Maybe I'm crossing it with something else. I know he makes a comic in the movie, the main guy. He has a comic strip, and then he convinces the CIA to make all his contraptions from his comic book character real because he can do the spy mission. Yeah, it's a great movie, Condor Man. It was a black hole. Condor Man. Dude, these movies are just freaking epic that are on Disney. Herbie, all the Herbie movies. That's stuff I grew up watching in the 80s. But anyways, we'll finish this. I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh, Frank Herbert stuff. Yeah, but... Oh, yeah, Tron. So the first Tron's, of course, is a masterpiece. But then the Tron Legacy, I mean, it's not great. It's not perfect. Some of the CGI is funky, but... And I didn't really like what they did to Tron. But, I mean, they couldn't... It's the thing I didn't like about it is they, like, basically horribly CGI'd... was it Jeff Bridges? His face, and they put him in the movie a whole bunch, but then they were like, they didn't show Tron until the end. He's sinking into the water, and then he turns good at the end again, but they didn't show his face, but they have the actor. So I don't really get why some of the creative stuff on that, like, they could have at least let, when at the end of that movie, I thought Tron was going to bust out from there, or show up again, good now, and fight off Clue with his helmet on still. And blue, and he was gonna be blue. That's what I was thinking when I was watching that movie. I was like, oh, well, why didn't they do that? But I mean, they didn't. So anyway, regardless, though, I still like that movie. But this one looks, I'm not gonna lie, the trailer of this Dune eras, it looks better than Legacy to me. I'm not gonna lie. That's my little rant on that. But yeah, but I don't like any of the new Star Wars except for Rogue One. First 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Season 3 Mandalorian seemed like it dragged on. It was kind of drab, like kind of lame, boring. And then the too much of the other characters doing stuff. I got lost interest. Force Awakens was like, it's okay. Let's see what they do with it. And then we all know what happened with the rest of Star Wars. So apparently Andor show's good, but who cares? I mean, he dies. So I mean, he dies in Rogue. They killed the guy off in Rogue One. So it's like, who cares? They shouldn't have killed Jyn Erso and Andor off on end of Rogue One. Honestly, I mean, it was a good ending showing people sacrifice and die for the rebellion, but they should have like escaped those two, and then they like flew off together and then hit and went somewhere to hide out. Because then they could have brought him back later, you know what I'm saying? Like older or something, or I don't know. Because like those are that Rogue One movie's badass. But other than that, that's my little rant on that. Again, a different rant. You guys know me. I sidetrack on everything. My brain's running all over the place. Yeah, so for Dune Part 3, Jason Momoa is coming back. We covered that already. Do we have any opinions floating around about platform awakening for platform? Oh, you mean like for console? You talking about for console or like PlayStation and Xbox and stuff? I think it's coming out. It's I think it's coming out for, well, it's already come. It's been said it's coming out for Xbox and PlayStation 5. Oh yeah, that Boba Fett show sucked. Oh man, that show sucked so bad. Even that guy, even the guy who plays Boba Fett was like, this show sucks. Dude, it was so lame that he became like a good guy, right? To help the sand people. That was so stupid. They should have took him off Tatooine. He should have escaped the first episode and then got off world and did stuff other play did bounce did some kind of like they kept him on that planet the whole time. It's like, dude, we're sick of Tatooine at this point. It's cheap to film in desert areas. I mean, that's why they do that. It's much more expensive to make like, you know, Coruscant and stuff. That's where they should have probably did the freaking um Boba Fett, or he should have been. I don't even remember where he went after that. He's just in charge. He's just sitting there in charge on Tatooine now. It's so forgettable. PC versus console. Yeah, so I have a PS5 and Xbox, and then I'll probably get. I'm waiting. So here's my theory, or not my theory. Here's what I'm gonna plan on doing. I'm probably
Beneath twin suns, the desert roars, a land of spice and ancient lore. Fremen whispers in the night, dreams of freedom take their flight. Beneath the sand, power shifts at your command. Golden eyes see futures bright. In the dunes we rise and fight. Ride the worm, hold on tight. Through the storm to the light. Go the banners of the brave. Sands of Arrakis will not cave. Arcanum's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes our fate revealed. Bene Gesserit weave their schemes. History echoes in our dreams. Houses rise and empires fall. Desert story holds them all. Water's precious drops we claim. In Arrakis lives our name. From the desert we derive strength to conquer, strength to thrive.
Oh, man, my mic was cut, dude. God dang it. How long was that cut for? What was the last thing I said? Mando, complaining about Mando, Kathleen Kennedy. What'd you guys hear last? How did I bump that? Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, but yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm at the end of 2025, apparently. Addition strategies? I didn't talk about addition strategies, did I? We're gonna talk about some stuff here in a minute, guys. About I'm going for an hour. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff that they've dropped. I'm trying to let my streams go a little longer than just an hour. So, but last week I went almost 2 hours last week. But yeah, see, Dune Awakening's been dropping little tidbits, and we're gonna go over some of that about the game drop. Yeah, I was just talking about Kathleen Kennedy. She runs Lucasfilm. She's quitting, and finally, because I think the money is starting to hurt them at Disney. They've had too many flops. Xbox versus PC. Yeah, so X or PlayStation. So my plan is to buy a PS5 Pro when Dune Awakening comes out on PS5, and then two situations. We're either gonna get cross save, hopefully, where we can in general go back and forth to our same character between PC and console. If they don't have that, I guess I'll have two different builds characters to go back and forth to. And I can live stream on both. Only problem with my PS5 is I can't Simo stream unless I hook a PC up out there and hook up Streamlabs through that with my capture card, which I have a capture. Doable. Now, that's feasible, but I have to get another capture card. I have to get another one for my PC here. It's in a different room. Yeah, so that's basically how that works. And then, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. When's Dune Part 3 supposed to come out? It says December 18th. Expected December 18th, 2026. Right before Christmas. Wow. That's a bold move, Cotton. Yeah. It asked me, "Are you excited to see how the movie turns out?" Yeah. Glad to hear that. I'm talking to Copilot right now. You guys can't see it. So right here, we've kind of finished this. I don't. This will spoil it going through this, but okay. So now we're going over to the Dune tidbits, guys. The Dune Awakening tidbits. So the first thing they've dropped was that the classic '90s music from Dune and Dune 2 games is coming to Dune Awakening. So I guess they're gonna have like a radio station in the game that you can listen to music from old Dune games. So we'll read more on that. And you guys probably can't see any of that. Maybe you can. That's why I'll read it for you. Um so there is no school like the old school, and it doesn't get much old school than the soundtracks from Dune and Dune 2 video games from 1992. You know what's funny? I have like Dune 2000, I think, on a like a remake of it here. I just never play it on stream because it's too kind of funky, funky dunky. But so you can listen to the in-game radio in the game on Dune Awakening of those soundtracks. Unfortunately, just I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know that guy. Somebody just passed away. So one of the composers for those original games just passed away in February. I didn't know that. The in-game centralized communication network called the CommuniNet offers 3 channels to choose from alongside broadcast. So I guess CommuniNet is going to be kind of like the in-game chat, I guess, huh? It looks like. Looking for something extra while gathering resources or building your base? Tune into Harvest Radio. Harvester Radio, the station for space miners. Space miners. That's cool. I don't know how. My question is, if you're got that, because they've shown the video of the harvester, the giant ornithopter. Can you, like, if the worm comes, can you just basically hover down, pick up your harvester, and then just kind of circle around and wait for it to leave and go back again? Or how does that work, I wonder? Or if you do that and there's PvP in the deep desert, are you gonna get friggin' swiped out of the air with las cannons and stuff and missiles? Dude, this game's gonna be freaking brutal, dude. In the deep desert, probably. It's gonna be so brutal. Imagine you're in the deep desert and you plan this big operation to do spice mining, and then you probably let's just say you get away with like 2 runs of it, and you don't. Hey, there's nobody on the server. Okay, and you get too comfortable, and then you go like on your 3rd trip, and then all of a sudden just like another guild shows up. Pew 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 pew. F you. Pew, pew. Give us that spice, and they destroy you. Oh man, it's gonna be brutal. Yeah, so they're gonna have a cool little yeah, I can play this. Funcom does not copyright any of their videos. They're awesome, honestly. As long as they're promoting the game and everything and talking about it and doing some sort of like commentary on it, boom, they don't care. It's just a smart way to do it. Free advertising. Muad'Dib. They should have had the Dune Sega CD music on here. That kind of sound. That is the one. Kind of cool. Yeah, so that's pretty fun. So what's the next thing? So right here, pre-orders now live. Okay, guys. So if you have not, makes it even better that there's proximity chat. Yeah, proximity chat. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm sure you can turn it on and off with a hotkey. I'm sure, just like every other game has. I'm guessing. Yeah. So the next news thing they dropped was the pre-orders are live. If you don't know, pre-orders are up on Steam. I've already pre-ordered Ultimate Edition, so you get all those extra little things and the soundtrack and all the cool stuff. Pretty cool. If you guys don't know, they're up, and then game editions are revealed. I've done video. I think I've done a couple things on this already, and I posted it on my thing. So I'm not really gonna cover it again too much. Well, I will here right now, but not in a video per se. I'm working on another video right now, guys, of like basically my opinions on early games items and things you need to get. That's a little bit of a longer video, so it's been taking me a little bit time to work on it. Probably work on it tomorrow. Just to give you a little bit of a spoiler on that, I'm basically gonna talk about the need to rush to get a bike made, a sand bike, and then a rush to get an ornithopter. So that's the 2 vehicles. Because the footage we've seen, I've talked about it in other live streams, you can't run across the desert. Worm will get you. So you're gonna have to get a bike and eventually ornithopter. And I think the bike's pretty early. Everything I've heard about the ornithopter, it takes you like 90 to 100 hours to be able to get to that point to get one, or something like that, depending on how well you're grinding. Supposedly. At least I think it mentioned it takes like 100 hours to get the good stuff. They mentioned that in other videos. Um, yeah, but so here we got the pre-orders. I need to wait till May 1st for pre-order. Yeah, no, it ain't cheap. I think it's $60 just for the base game. Um, Pre-orders now live. I think I've covered this already. We can go ahead and play it though. I won't get in trouble.
Hi everybody, my name's Joel Bylos and I'm the creative director on Dune Awakening. Soon, we're going to be opening pre-orders for the game. So today, I'd like to talk to you about our post-launch plans so that you can make an informed decision about your purchase. The key things that you...
So right there, you see where he's sitting behind you, the plants and all the Dune stuff? That's where my picture of me is. I've walked all through those offices right there. So I took a pictures and stuff right there, standing where all that stuff is. I think I said that on the last stream too. So I've been like right where he's sitting. Pretty interesting.
You need to know about Dune Awakening's launch are that it will not launch in early access, and it will not have a monthly subscription. It will receive regular free updates, including new content, new features, and quality of life improvements. And in addition to these free updates, we will offer optional DLCs. We will be releasing major free updates expanding the story and adding new content and features. And with each major update, we will release a DLC. There will be an option to buy a season pass, which includes several DLCs, but you'll also be able to buy them standalone when they release and as they release. Some editions of the game will also include a head start of 5 days starting on the 15th of May. Sure, this allows people to get into the game early, but it also helps us to make sure that we can balance the server load as people come into the game through launch for the best possible experience. And players who want the fresh start experience will still be able to play on new servers which will launch when the game launches on the 20th of May. Lastly, we'll be releasing a blog with all of the information I've shared, and it'll include updated PC specs for running the game. Our benchmark mode is also still live if you want to check how your PC will run the game before you pre-order. Thanks very much for listening. I look forward to...
Did you guys catch that? He said fresh start servers on the 20th. So it looks like they're going to have fresh servers so people aren't basically left behind by 5 days. So you don't have to join those servers that people have been on for already for 5 days already. That's what it seemed like. That's what I took out of that. Is that what it sounded like to you? So they're being very fair with this game. Very player friendly. Like, it seems like they're trying to allow for a good PvE experience while allowing the PvPers to go out and get their stuff too in the deep desert. Very interesting balance they're doing here. I hope it works, you know. It's... No, none of the console dates releases are even out yet. They're probably waiting to see how the game does, honestly, before they spend money on that. I'm guessing that this is just a guess, a hypothesis. They're gonna see if the game slams with the numbers, and if it does, they're probably, because I bet you that's just hypothetically, because it can happen. Let's just say the game doesn't do well as they think, they're probably gonna push those console ones back, I bet. But if they get, like, you know, Helldiver 2 numbers, they'll probably... I don't know what a metric for success would be for them. No, I don't really know. I'm not a business-minded guy, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm guessing they would need a 2080... What's a laptop with a 2080 with what kind of processor? How many core? I have a 2070 laptop, and it sucks. It doesn't play the game very good. So I gotta get it. I don't use a laptop that much anymore, but I have a 2070 i7, couple-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old laptop. The game does not play good on it. I've tried the character creator and the I didn't do a video on it. I did the what's the word? The benchmark. I did the benchmark on it, and it didn't perform very well. Yeah, on the benchmark, I didn't put those numbers out. From my laptop. Yeah, it chugged along with the benchmark. Dude, my laptop sucks compared to what this game is. And I think I was getting like, what was the frames I was getting on that damn thing on the benchmark? 25 frames or something. I don't, maybe 30, not even 30. 34. I mean, you can play it probably. Won't know till the game comes out, but like it's gonna be like not optimal at all though. I'm guessing off of what my benchmark numbers, because you can go get the benchmark tool on Steam right now if you don't know. You can get the character creator and the benchmark. So I don't know if everybody knows that. Character creator and benchmark tool on Steam is up. It's kind of like a demo, but you don't really get to play the game. You can create your character and you can go and run those metrics on your graphics card. You could go test it right now. Xperu. Download the that what I just told you, and then see how it handles it. You can see the tool. Just go on Steam and type in Dune Awakening, and you can get the character creator and the benchmark tool. It's out right now. You can get it, and it's not really a demo per se, like I said, but it's a little bit. It tells you how your computer will play. Yeah, if whatever character you make on there saves it to your memory, so when the game comes out or to your account or whatever well, I think it saves to the computer. So if you run a different machine, you probably have to make another character, but it saves that template. I did a video on it. I did videos, and I showed my PC is good. I have a 4090 i9, 64 gigs RAM. I mean, my desktop for this that I'm on right now, it's gonna zoom because I did benchmark on it, and it's good. So yeah, so I would probably, if the game, let's just think worst case scenario, if the game doesn't do well at launch, they might push back that console. And let's just hope this is things that happen in the industry. I must be honest. It could be buggy. I mean, it could come out with a bunch of bugs. I mean, this is something we have to kind of think that could happen. They test it and it seems good, and then we all know how it goes when the game comes out. But the bugs are there, and the bugs they didn't know about. And then it's like Helldivers 2 had all that. Cyberpunk had big issues. Remember when Cyberpunk came out? That was a big disaster, right? Which I didn't have a problem with that game when it came out, but people did. And that hurt that they pulled that game from the PlayStation Store when Cyberpunk came out, and it effed up so bad. But a lot of games have delayed their games since then. Like I'm a big Vampire the Masquerade fan, and they've had Vampire the Masquerade Part 2 kind of in limbo for a long time because they got pushed back, because I think it's because everyone saw what happened with Cyberpunk CD Projekt Red before. I think this game has been pushed back. I don't know. I don't think I remember hearing directly that, but I'm assuming it was pushed back. But hey, man, it's just something that happens in games. It could be. I'm gonna play it regardless because they'll patch it out and fix it eventually, right? They'll make it, if there is bugs. But you know how people get crazy when a game comes out, and then and then there's little glitches. People just, the flip out in the industry and customers. I mean, you're paying a lot of money for these things, but let's just hope this is not a, what's the word? The day at what was that? The day after. What was that extraction shooter game that came out that totally flopped at release and they canceled the entire game studio? What was the day after? Oh man, this won't be like that. This will not be like that. This Funcom's a big company. If there's glitches, they'll get them fixed. They'll optimize it. I had a PS5 when Cyberpunk came out, so then I had no issue with it, and then I had it on PC as well. So I was traveling for work back in those days, and I had my PS5 with me, and it was in the hotel. And, dude, that's what I did every day after work. I would play Cyberpunk on PS. I thought the game was pretty awesome. But when you beat it, it's pretty much kind of a crap. Not really much. Personally, to me, I know there's mods now and everything, but there wasn't really a whole lot to do in the city. To me, there was no properties to own. There was no like stuff to go do. You can do those missions, but there was no like, I want to own like a whole building, customize it. Like I want to be able to like be a real kingpin. And we still have yet to really get a game like that. But do you guys remember the Scarface game? It was on like PC, I think, and like PlayStation 3 maybe, or it was on the Nintendo GameCube, or it was after GameCube. Maybe it was GameCube, but anyways, it was almost like a Grand Theft Auto, but it was Scarface, the movie, you know, with Al Pacino. And it was an alternate ending where he lives. So at the end of Scarface, the movie, you know, he gets assassinated by the Colombians. But then the game had it where he gets away and he restarts. And you're playing as Tony Montana, rebuilding your empire. And it's like, it plays like Grand Theft Auto. But you're going around and buying all these properties as fronts. You're selling drugs. You go to the bank. You got to wash your money. You go to drug dealer. Dude, this game was, yeah, PS2. That game was badass. Scarface. That was better than Grand Theft Auto to me because you can buy a bunch of different kinds of properties all over the place and create an empire. I don't know why they don't do that in like Cyberpunk. I wanted to buy like multiple buildings, not just like have my one stupid apartment. And I want to make like passive income businesses. No, I think there's mods that can do that, or maybe they added stuff, but it was too late. I'm kind of done with that game. I mean, at least in Starfield, you could build a base and make kind of resources, but Starfield for me was cool. Beat it, one and done. Because the biggest problem with Starfield, if you guys have played that space game, is that the loading screens. There's loading screens. I can't fly where I want. I gotta land, and then I can't just fly around the planet like No Man's Sky. That sucks. And then there's not a whole lot of stuff to do in space with your ship. You spend all this time customizing these ships, and you can't really do nothing with them. You just fly in the orbit of every planet, kill a couple bad guys. There's no deep space missions. There's no like, you don't have any big capital fleet battles where you got to go take out a armada of an invading fleet. There's nothing like that. So it's that game was cool. It was basically just a first person shooter, essentially. I don't know if you guys played that. So Scarface was better than like most of the GTA games to me, except for like maybe 5. Because I think in 5 5 was good because you could start buying properties and things in the story mode. But 5 was just a grind to me. I've never beat Grand Theft Auto 5 story. Never beat it. It just felt too grindy. You know what I'm saying? Grindy. Maybe I should go back and play it. I got it on PS5, like the enhanced version. I have like 5 different copies of that game. I beat Starfield. I beat Starfield. And I didn't beat every ending of Cyberpunk. I beat like 2 or 3 of the endings. I think 3 of the endings. I beat kind of a good ending, then 2 crappy endings. And then I didn't do the one where you're like Johnny takes you over. I guess that's the best ending. I don't know. There's one ending that's like better than the others. But most of the endings they just kind of suck where you just kind of either you go and die on the planet or you get stuck in space or the endings were stupid, dude, for Cyberpunk. Horrible. Like not even the best one was not all that great from what I've understood. And then maybe they fixed it now, but yeah, all that effort into that game, some lackluster ending. Like, what are they thinking? Starfield had a better ending than freaking you reset, you know. But it had, at least it was still a better ending than in Cyberpunk. I never beat The Witcher 3 either. I never beat The Witcher 3 story. I lose interest in games sometimes. Sometimes I lose interest in games. One game I went hardcore on was Space Marine 2. It was awesome. Yeah, I had zoomed through that. I'm not gonna play this, guys, but I'm gonna talk about I'm not gonna play the. I sidetracked again, guys, and I thank you guys for waiting. If you guys are just listening to me talk for hours here, you guys can tell me to move on to the next Dune thing. I'll get sidetracked. Oh, you're 500 plus hours into Cyberpunk, and you haven't done any of the endings? Maybe I should play it again with some mods or this. I didn't buy that new expansion. I've been focusing on Dune, man. And then I've been playing. I went back and played. I was playing Final Fantasy Remake on PS5. Trying to get through that. That game's pretty cool. I think I had at one point I went back and started replaying Death Stranding again. That was kind of a grindy though. I kind of quit playing that. I think the last game I was seriously into was Space Marine 2, which I beat that back when it came out. I beat that pretty quick. And then I really wasn't playing too many games since the new year. Really, honestly. The Final Fantasy remake. That was about it. I went back and played Final Fantasy 15 again too. I started playing that a little bit again. It's open world, but it's not. It's kind of annoying. That's that one that's like medievally, the newer one. It's not as good as that what's the one where you have the friends and you're in the car and it's real open world like? That one's pretty good. Which one was that? Was that 14? Which one's that? That's 15 maybe. Maybe the new one I'm thinking of is 16. I own it. See here. Final Fantasy. That's 15. The one I'm thinking of is 15, the cool one. 16 is the one where it's kind of medievally and powers and wizards and stuff, which is kind of cool, but it's not as cool as 15. 15 is real open world like, and you have that cool car and all that. That game's awesome. Never beat that either though. I don't beat any games. I barely beat games. It's all about the drama and fertility of life in the future. Did you watch? Yeah, Edge Runners. I watched some of it. I liked it. It's actually pretty cool. I like anime stuff. I'm more of a Gundam guy, but maybe I should maybe I should start up my Crunchyroll again. Get into an anime series. I'm huge into Gundam. I got Gundam kits everywhere here. Gunpla all over my house. I'm a big Gundam guy. That Gundam show on Netflix was awesome, dude. The one where the new one, the CGI one that came out, a Gundam. What's it called? Gundam. Requiem for Vengeance, I think it is. It's on Earth. If you guys like Gun, oh man, Death Stranding is one of my all-time favorite. Yeah, I get that's a good game, but I kind of lost interest since I can only play it in spurts. Cowboy Bebop's making a new show. I mean, they had the Cowboy Bebop live action show, which I did not watch, but I heard it sucked. I used to watch a lot of anime actually back in the 2000s. When I used to be deployed and when I was in the army, I would spend a lot of time watching anime. Had nothing else to do. A lot of people had anime going around, episodes and computer, have them on your laptop, watch them. Watanabe show. Supposedly they're making a. Apparently they're making a live action Gundam, but I don't know. Dude, they never. They brought out a couple years back. They brought out Gundam Hathaway, the movie, and then it leaves you on a big cliffhanger. And then they've never made another one again. I mean, they haven't made a sequel to that yet, so I don't know what. I guess it's just over. Because I believe Hathaway is the son of Captain. What's his name? The main captain from the original Gundam. I think it's his kid. Because he boinks the blonde later on. They get married and then they have a kid. I think it's him. Hathaway is his kid. You guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about probably. With Gundam, the original Gundam. They have the Trojan horse ship in the first Gundam season in the series, like the first whatever. The original Gundam. They have that they have that, whatever they call it, the white Zephyr, or whatever the hell that ship's called. They call it the Trojan horse, I think, because it looks like one. And then Char kept trying. That whole show is basically like the what are the Xeon, the proprietary guys. What are they called? The Xeon guys. Char Enzable. He keeps trying to beat him, and then Amaru Ray is the main guy, the kid who pilots the Gundam, and he's basically just every time he's like, "I'm just a kid, I can't do it." You know how anime are, right? You know, I can't do nothing. And every time he just tears everybody up with the Gundam. Lazarus. I'm more of a mech guy. That's why I like Gundam. I love mech bots. That's my thing, dude. And more of the mech bots that are like not so much the Voltron, Power Ranger kind of ones, like the cartoony. I'm more into like BattleTech and the more gritty stuff. And Gundam's a little more gritty. Yeah, Gundam's awesome. I haven't watched much of it lately though. I own the Blu-rays too of them. So that's dude, Gundam Blu-rays. You go on Amazon and buy like seasons of Gundam. That stuff ain't cheap, dude. Gundam Blu-rays are not cheap, and they don't do 4K. It's like $40 for a disc or something. It's crazy. Let's see here. Let's go to discover the Dune Awakening soundtrack. Check out the pre-order rewards. By pre-ordering any of the three, I got sidetracked, guys. Sorry. We're gonna go through this and then I don't think there it is. See detailed in the you get your digital album was also able to. So what? I don't. Oh. Where's the actual? Oh, here we go. Right here. This is what I was looking at. So we have the different 3 versions of if you guys are not tracking, the pre-order for Dune Awakening is out. I got out of that whole torrent racket when I was younger. And just the fact that um now that I have actually I was broke when I was younger, you know, in my younger days. And now that I have like stable money, I just buy stuff when I feel like buying a couple things, or I don't really even bother with all that crap anymore. I mean, when you know, in the army, you're pretty broke, especially back in the day when I was in. You don't get much money in the army. Now I think they get paid pretty good. I guess for the 90s, I remember getting like every 2 weeks when I first joined the army. I think I got like $350 every 2 weeks. That was in the 90s. Oh man. And then I finally started making better money in the army when I got promoted eventually to E4 specialist in around 2000. I got promoted to specialist while I was still in the States. When I got to Germany, you get cost of living money extra on your paycheck. When you get stationed to some country, depending on the country and the area, you get a lot more money. The cost of living was higher in Germany, so I think I was getting like an extra, shoot, $300 and $400 a month on my paycheck. So I think, and then after taxes, so when I went from like $550 a month to like $750, our paycheck, I should say. So I got the night I got to Germany, January 14th, 2000, the year 2000. I got paid, you know, payday hit that night I got there. And so then I get to the barracks and I'm in this transit room, and this is in Schweinfurt, Germany. I'm in the transit room on Kahn Barracks, which is a refugee camp now. By the way, in Germany, they turned our old base, and that's because all the U.S. forces left that area way back in like 2009. But anyways, I was in this transit room in HHC. So the way it works is, I'd already been in the army like 3 years, or the time I got to Germany. I was in 3rd Infantry Division in Fort Benning, Georgia. Okay, guys, I'm going on an army story here. Nothing crazy. This is just like admin stuff. Anyways, so when you PCS back in those days, you go through like you have your orders get cut, and hey, boom, I got an assignment. My next assignment is going to be Germany, and then USRA, which is U.S. Army Europe. OCONUS, meaning outside the continental United States. You get your paperwork. They cut your orders. Okay, cool. Because I had re-enlisted to go to Europe. I was in my re-enlistment contract at that point. And then, Germany is what I wanted. So I made sure it was in my contract to go to Germany. They get your orders cut, and when it's time to clear, you're gonna move bases. You start going through all these different appointments and stuff. You go to these different buildings on the base and all that kind of crap. Okay, you clear here, clear that, play that bill, make sure that's not there, turn in that equipment. This doesn't go with you. Turn in some stuff you leave there at that base, some stuff you take with you. Ship your goods. The movers come. You could coordinate all these things. And then at that time, my life was kind of a little bit of a mess. So I think I ended up going over to Germany with like 2 suitcases or something. I won't get into much more than that, but I was in the army, but I didn't really have my act totally together in my life yet. And then kind of goofy, and I think I had to like leave my car back in States and all this crap, and then whatever, I got rid of that car. It was like a mess. Anyways, because you can ship a car. I could have just shipped the car, but it was like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I didn't know what I was doing. And resources back then weren't quite as good. Like, you didn't have a lot of great NCOs like, hey, do this, do that, and that. Here's how now they have a thing where it's like a soldier for life program, and they explain things more better, but I think it's like SFL tap, or I don't remember what it's called now. But anyways, things, I'm sure it changes all the time. Going back to that story, I get to Germany finally. They give you a plane ticket, but they only pay from you to go from the port of this from my port of debarkation or departure was debarkation, the same word. Was Atlanta. I flew from Atlanta on a free plane. It was an army charter thing, a free ticket. They pay for it, and you fly to Frankfurt, and then they put you on these buses. And then I was like walking around, like, where's my bus? And I was like, hey. And then they had a bus that said Swineford because I was going to Swineford, I think. Oh, I didn't know where I was going. So you land in Germany and you don't even know where you're going yet. Like, to what city, what base. So you go, I think we went to like, I don't even remember if we stayed at a barracks or something for one night. I don't think we did. I think it was within like 6 hours or 4 hours or something. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. That's like 25 years ago. But anyways, so they cut your orders, and then finally you think you're going somewhere, but then you're going somewhere else. So so you think you're going to maybe like Baumholder, Germany, but no, now you're going to Schweinfurt. Okay, cool. I'm going to Schweinfurt. I don't care. So I get on the bus. Finally, this German guy's like, "Hi, yeah," a little sign. It says on a base in Germany. You load up, and then you go to your base. They drop you off at Ledward Barracks at the in processing. You start doing paperwork and stuff, and then they assign you. Since I was a tank guy, obviously I'm going to the armor battalion. And so then a representative show up, which is kind of a sad story later on. But the guy who picked me up ended up being a friend of mine later on. But I won't get into that stuff. But he picked me up. He was on staff duty or whatever, and then took me back to the other side of town because the way that first ID, 2nd Brigade was basically split into two little bases in Schweinfurt down the road from each other, but it was the same brigade. And then so I was on Con Barracks, where Armor Battalion 177 Armor, 1st Battalion 77th Armor Regiment was what I was going to. And then they picked me up because I'm going to that unit, that guy from that unit. We drove there. They took me to HAC and put me in a temporary little room until I got a barracks and which company I was going to, which I would end up in Alpha Company, 177 Armor, but I didn't know that yet. And then, but they put me in a transient room, which is like these two rooms. It's like a depressing little room. But it was fine because I got paid. Going back to that story, I'm just standing there in the hallway, so I got there on the first day. This is great, dude. I got to Germany the first day of a 4-day weekend. So it was Thursday night. I got there on a Thursday night, and then it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday was off. So then I'm just like, oh crap, dude, I'm gonna do stuff. And then I got paid. And back then, $750, that was big money for me. Got my paycheck. Because I got that, they instantly turned on my cost of living money. So I was like, woo, I'm big baller. And back then it was Deutschmark. It wasn't Euro yet. So I was put all this big, it's like 2 for 1. So it was like $1 was 2 marks back then. And then back then, $2.50 buys you a giant ass beer. So I was going out and just drinking beer all weekend. On like no money, dude. Like spent like $40 or something for drinks and for the weekend. It was awesome. So I was going out to the club. I think I picked up a chick the first night I was there. The very first night. I think I was shacked up with this girl, and then that she was kind of weird. She was German. You have to understand, around those bases at the time, all the women that go to those clubs near the base, they're looking for the GI, kind of thing. So it's kind of like it's kind of what it is. But anybody that's been in the military knows what I'm talking about. You kind of pick up those. I'll just say some of them are a little loosey goosey, if you know what I mean. But man, it was great times. Man, it was kind of, it was almost in some aspects sometimes more fun back then being broke than it is now having money. That man, I got another story about the lunch lady. That's a whole different story. Not the lunch lady in my school when I was a kid, but a different lunch lady. But I probably shouldn't say those stories on here. Keep it a family friendly show. But let's just say I had quite the adventures. I was in Germany for 13 years. And no, I met my wife, my wife now over there. You know, she's from there. But in the beginning, before I met her, it was quite the adventure running around. So, because I mentioned I was visiting my mother-in-law, so you guys probably picked up on that I did end up marrying a German. We're still married, 20, almost 23 years, 22 years. So it was not too far into my when I got there that we met, and later on, like within a year or whatever. Yeah, but that first like man, that first like 6 months in Germany was partay. Oh, then the war kicked off. So then, you know, this was before 9/11. 9/11 changed everything. Everybody, of course, changed the security posture on the base, everything. I mean, the gate used to be wide open. I mean, the German women used to sign themselves into the base. They could just sign themselves like a visitor log, and they just go in there and go to any guy's room they wanted. And that changed after 9/11. That all ended. And then, no, I'm looking at the YouTube chat too. I see you, Kato. No, I see you. Like a stream. Yeah, I see you. I see you, chat. I'm sorry. I got on my little story rant talking about my old days. Yeah, I haven't even got into the war story stuff. That's something I should. This isn't really a channel for that. I got, man, I got stories for deployments. Yeah, I was in a line. I was in a combat line unit for 16 years out of my 20 years. So I was in first ID for second brigade combat team, first infantry division, and then we moved to the 172nd infantry brigade, which I was a tank guy. So, but it was the name is just infantry. It's called that because it's two infantry battalions. The way it works in a heavy mechanized unit, usually in the old days, a combat combined forces team, combat team like that. Things have changed a little bit. I've been retired for some time now, but then it's two infantry battalions, an armored battalion. You have a field artillery battalion, a combat engineer, support battalion, and then some other stuff too. But infantry brigade has infantry focus with two mechanized battalions, which consists of Bradleys and dismounted infantry, one tank battalion, which is what I was on, and we support those two infantry battalions. So when we deployed in '04 after the invasion of Iraq, we split every tank. So 177 had its own task force in Balad at camp. I can't remember the name of where they were. We were not with them. So even though I was part of that armored battalion, we were separate. My platoon was detached. We were attached to 126 Infantry Blue Spaders, Bravo Company. So Bravo Company 126 Infantry, 1/26 Infantry is what I was attached to in '04, my first Iraq tour. So we directly supported that infantry battalions, Task Force 126 in Samara, Iraq, Sunni Triangle. We were Samara, which is like the Wild West. 2004, that was my first deployment, which was basically fighting the insurgents in that city to hold that ground, which was very fun. Not really, but I joke, I kid, because it's horrible. But yeah. But that deployment was the interesting thing about Iraq people don't understand is after the invasion it kind of calmed down a little, and then Easter Sunday 2004 there was like a multiple pronged attack of insurgents across the whole country. So, you know, Fallujah, Ramadi, all those places kicked off, including our city, Samara. It all kicked off like almost the same time. So we were just going on these presence patrols for like a couple weeks. Like, well, that's not. I bypassed the whole like just getting there. Getting into Iraq from you go from Kuwait, the city of or the country of Kuwait first, and then yeah, because you were a vet, right? Aren't you, Thomas Anomalous? Oh no, Fireline. One of you, somebody in here was Army. Can't remember who it was. Or Marine or something. Anyways, just getting. I don't know how heroic I was. I should pull up some. I can play my video from. I have a different YouTube video. It's my channel, so I can play it on here. I have a channel called Old Sarge. Let me pull it up. Maybe I played it for you guys before. I probably can't play the music because I have music on it. It's gonna get copyright. Yeah, I got full benefits. I retired 20 years and I got disability. I have a VA rating and I have a I get my retirement from the Army because I did my full 20 and I get all my well, it's not free, but you pay like it's like $60 a month and you get full TRICARE health coverage, full insurance for you and your family. So my until they're 18. So my wife will get it forever. I get it forever until I die or whatever. And then my kids get it till they're no, it might be longer than 18. It might be like 20 something. I haven't paid attention. Yeah, man, I feel bad for people at work because they're like, yeah, I'm paying $800 from a month for my health care. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, dude, screw that. I pay like $60. Army was definitely worth it for that, staying in and retiring, I'll tell you that. Let's do this. Let me pull up that channel. I don't know if it's... Oh, yeah, there it is. So I have this channel called Old Sarge. I was experimenting with videos, like talking about military equipment and stuff. It kind of went away, you know. It didn't get much views and stuff. I got a couple subs, but my main focus was I did these videos right here, kind of like this weapons of conflict. I created this little series, and it was about military vehicles. And it took a lot of time to make these videos, even though I'm probably better at it now. It probably wouldn't take me as long. But at the time, so I'll talk about the different types of main battle tanks, vehicles, random stuff. I did it for a while, and it didn't really take off like I wanted. I was putting a lot of hours into them. So then I kind of just the Dune stuff was coming out, so I switched gears and made this channel. But I have a I have 2 videos in here of my footage that I got from my first Iraq tour, and then I got a one from 2006, which that one doesn't really show much. It's just like we report they blew up, a VBID blew up a cell phone tower in Ramadi. So in 2006, I was in the surge, 15 months in Ramadi, the Battle of Ramadi, with that same battalion. We were under the Marines, though. We were Army tank battalion detached to support the 2nd Marine Division in Ramadi. And that was a nightmare, that place. But I have this. I can't really play the sound because I'll get copyright written. Because I have, like, music. But I have, and there I am. But I have so this is all stuff I taped during that deployment. There's music going along with it. I had a video camera, so I taped that. I was a wild man back in those days, guys. I'll let you know that right now. I was a rootin' tootin' shooting wild man. We did that to that. Yeah, I mean, it was, well, I retired, technically. It was, that doesn't matter. I mean, politics try to act like other people are screwing other people over, like presidents and stuff. That's the VA stuff is just going, man. It doesn't really get affected too much by it. The media likes to blow crap up, like, oh, this person's hurting vets and this person's hurting vets, and it switches to the other. Look at that, that's me main gunning insurgents in Samara, but that's tank. That's what it looks like inside the tank. This is all my tape, but I got the tapes behind me in my drawer. So some of these photos are for some other people in our unit, but it's all from that deployment. But the video footage is all usually mostly me. That was a different tank. That was Sergeant Rancor's tank shooting some suppressing fire. We did another thing. Probably shouldn't laugh, but the shippy, he was my driver, but he was on my loader that day, and he was rocking. we were getting attacked. The infantry platoon. We did this clearance mission, and the insurgents didn't see the tanks and the Bradleys with them. They just saw our guys on foot, so they lit them up. You can't really see it, but then they didn't notice we were there, so we just started lighting up the whole place. Going back to your question about the benefits, yeah, whatever. The problem is people don't apply for it. If you gotta do the paperwork. And that's, I wish I could play the audio, but I'll get copywritten. There's music playing. But you guys should go watch this video, and it's with the music. So there's a police station, the context on this building we're blue shooting. Insurgents went in to this Iraqi police station, downtown Samara. They killed all of the police, which are supposed to work with us. Iraqi police were our kind of like allies. Killed a bunch of them. A lot of them ran away, and they took over the building. So then we had to go in, and you'll see right here. You guys will see right here, watch. We finally had to airstrike it. And I taped that. We're like right there in front of across. There's a river right there. You can't tell. That's a 500-pound bomb. But anyways, we called that in actually. But well, there was JTACs doing it, but technically, the JTACs like joint controller, the Air Force guys that control the airspace and stuff, and we call airstrikes in. That's what thermals look like. I think that's black hot mode. You can reverse the polarity. And now this is older. There's newer FLIR stuff. This is M1A1 tank sights. Now they got better stuff because you think this is 20 years ago. So we're using old ass TIS sights back then. Now they got Block 1 FLIR and all this cool stuff, which I've used that too. I never used any of it downrange. This guy, he basically drank himself to death. He was a friend of mine. He had PTSD real bad. Billy Jack, yeah, that's kind of a sad story. That's not the guy I was talking about earlier, though. A lot of these guys do that. A lot of my buddies have done that. Got bad drinking and bad kill their bodies with their livers and all that kind of thing. That's the Golden Mosque of Samara right there. We had to protect that thing, actually. We had to protect the other terrorists from blowing up their own mosque. Well, not theirs, but you know they have different parts of different sects of. Well, Iraq War. That was the war on terror. 2004 Iraq. There's Iraq War. Operation Iraqi Freedom. A lot of this footage people haven't seen because I taped it all, so I have it, and it's only on this video. And this was only one deployment. I did 4 combat tours. This is all the stuff you're seeing is from 1 year. 2004, 2005. I did 2006, 7, 15 months in Ramadi. Then I did Iranian border, Bakuba, 2008, 2009. And then we shifted gears. We went to Afghanistan. I was in Afghanistan 2011. And that was my last deployment. And then fighting the old Taliban. So I got to do both of them. That guy's actually still in the army. He's still like a bigwig. He's like a sergeant major now or something, I think. Macumbi, he got out. That's my tank. We hit a landmine, blew our track off, and crashed into this electric pole. It blew the track all the way off, like there, rolled off. So when the track splits, it rolls all the way off. You go out of control. You're like inside of it, and you crash into that. That thing saved us from crashing into some guy's house. It was a 70-ton vehicle. Imagine driving down 45 miles an hour and your track flies off, and that vehicle just goes completely out of control. You hit a freaking IED, and then. Sergeant Young, he's in Germany. So this guy Adeg, he's like a big union guy now in DC. I know him. Look at that blown out building, dude. This summarizes the deployment. This summarizes the deployment. Dude, the V bid, and the terrorists drove a truck bomb into this building, and then we had to go in there and take it back over, and then we literally just sleep on the bombed out building. There's the mattresses and stuff. I shouldn't laugh because it's probably not funny, but it's just like what the hell are we doing? Oh man, we literally just I'm in here like, and then I think I have more footage out there of like, hey man, look at we're at the Hilton, man, this is great in here. We're literally living in bombed out like buildings where people got killed in like a couple hours before, and we just go and you sleep in them. It's crazy, dude. There's stuff I probably wouldn't say on this stream. Makes people sad. Look, that's a you see that guy's face? He's just like, he's just sitting there like, watch. I know him actually. He's a twin brother. Watch. Watch. He's just like. I should do this on my other channel. I don't know what happened to him. He's out there somewhere. His job was to sit in this little shack and listen to radios and fill out that log. That's all his job was. So I used to go in there and tape him and make fun of him. But he didn't know I was making fun of him. There, that was the landmine, blew our track off. That's a small IED. See, the good thing in this deployment, they weren't dropping the big IEDs yet. Oh, this is me. I had my camera on top of the... That's a machine gun on the tank. We're dumping, dude. We're dumping into that alleyway right there. Because these assholes... Well, excuse me. These guys ran out. Didn't see... They saw our dismounted infantry guys. Didn't notice we had a platoon of Bradleys and tanks there. Came out, sprayed at them. And then we rolled up and just started going in there. We don't know on that particular engagement. We don't know if we got any of them, but we started dumping suppressing fire with and then pushing our vehicles up. This is what you do. I mean, you don't always see if you got the bad guy. I'm not afraid to talk about it because I think people need to know. I'm kind of the opposite of... I don't really hold any kind of like any kind of depression or anything whatnot from it. Personally. Kind of got over all that for the most part. This guy threw a grenade at these dudes, and then that can is a bunch of shit in there. We burn it. We have to burn it. We throw rocks into it, dude. So this guy's just walking, right? It's this big old battle going on. He's just like, I'm going to the store. This Iraqi dude, like, what the hell? That's why I taped him. That was a claymore. These morons thought they could clear. There's me. Look how hot it is in there. That's the sights for the main gun, the gunner station of the Abrams. Shippy, he got out of the army. He stayed in Germany. I think he makes RVs or something now. Probably shouldn't say his name on here, but we're throwing food to the kids. I should play this music, but I can't. Dude, I feel bad because this guy was my oh, so not bad, but you know, I don't want to put his business out there now, but he ended up marrying someone else later. So I'm gonna say after that point. So me and this guy were close. He was on my tank crew. All we did was talk about Smallville. So every time we're on guard shift, we talk about Smallville. We'd finish the season. And then I think Smallville. So Smallville was on TV at this time. I think season 2 or 3 was in. So me and this guy were like totally freaking infatuated with Smallville, and then Lana and all the characters, you know, and all this stuff and the drama and the Chloe and all that crap. And then we would speculate, oh, what's gonna happen next, man? I don't know. What do you think? We were just into it. Man, it was awesome. He's fine. Most of these guys are actually fine. He's doing good, I think. Dude, these guys. Look at this. Point blank. The insurgents were shooting from this window of this apartment building, and they're like, "Okay, that's a good idea." And then, okay, we just take it out. When you ever see? What are you, stupid? You're gonna shoot an AK at a tank, and then it's just like, that's like Private Ryan, but it was us doing it. You know, in Private Ryan when he's in the bell tower? Yeah. Well, we did that to people. Truck line. That was about it. There's not much else. He's still in. They got mud, dude. People think of Iraq as look at the we had to take all the ammo, tank ammo, and put it in this bunker because we had to do maintenance on the vehicle. That's all MPAT rounds, multi-purpose anti-tank. Those are all the MPAT rounds. That's the only way into the city right here. This was the only way into the city of Samara. So we guard and blocked it. We blockade the city. Dougie Fresh, that was what we called him. So this guy got shot in the back by AK, but he lived. And it like grazed us sideways. Where's it at? Where'd he go? He lived, he's fine. But like he got sideways shot in his armor plate on his back. It was like a laser beamed his back. And then it curved around. So like basically it missed his like spine by like centimeters. But he was like totally fine. I think later on. Isn't that crazy? He got lucky. Those are infantry platoons, Bradleys. And then we got our platoon right there. You know, guess what our platoon name was? We kind of came up with it because we were movie nerd guys. We were the Death Dealers. That was our platoon name. The Death Dealers from Underworld. Remember Underworld came out and we all loved Underworld with Kate Beckinsale, dude. And so we named our platoon. Our platoon motto was Death Dealers. That was our name. I know this isn't anything. Well, it's kind of Dune because of the desert. I was basically I'm kind of making a joke, but we were the Harkonnens fighting the Fremen. If you want to look at it in that way, I guess. So I'll put it this way to make it sound good for both sides. In that deployment, we were the Harkonnens, and the next one we were like trying to make the Fremen our friends. So yeah. So we were the Atreides on the next deployment. So we're good and bad, right? I don't know. I'm making a joke about it, but oh, that's this guy. That's the end of the video. I just did a little interview of him. All right, and yeah. Oh, but we were out of Germany at that time, and that's the only real video I got of that. I have this. This one I can play. This is not much for music. No, there's no action per se here. But Al-Qaeda blew up the cell phone tower. We were trying to get stood up for the locals. And then they buried all these people alive and all that. There's not anything gory in here at all. But I didn't put any of that on YouTube. But we had to go out there and do a damage assessment on it, and then see what status of the tower was. And then yeah, so we went out there to read. This is the next deployment. This is 18 months later, back in Iraq again. No, 15 months later. 15 months later. So that other video I showed you was 2004 to 2005. We get back. When did we get back? 2005 February. Plus 11. When did we get back there again? 11 plus, yeah, like 18 months. About 18 months home in Germany, training, all this good stuff. I was married to my wife at that time, kids, so all this stuff. You know, did good old. So you're in the field, back to back, all this stuff. Train up, boom, back to Iraq again. So this is the next deployment. This is 18 months later. And this is Ramadi, a different city. Good sound. Not really anything here to watch. And that's not even my kid there. It's like, oh no, it's my niece. like I said, there's not really any action or anything here in this video. Just kind of good history.
Okay, now go and pull up there to the right. Right there.
I'm playing the audio for you guys, but I'll try to but just look at this chaos. So this is me recording. I recorded all this. It's not the greatest, it's shaky. Because I was pulling security, you know, because you're around all these people, you don't know who's good or bad. So I had my camera just hanging down low, and then I think the battalion commander was like, hey, tape people in case you see anybody shady, and then we can, you know, just for whatever intel kind of thing. But I mean, this is, how many years ago is that? That's 4, 5, that's 20 years ago. This is 20 years ago. 21 years ago. That dude is rocking the RPK. Oh man, every single person there has a gun, right? So the Iraqis, these are Iraqi police and army. So just think about, you're a little bit nervous when around that many people. Any one of those guys could be like an insider. You don't know who they are. Did I witness dead bodies? Oh yeah, a bunch. There's none in this video. I didn't put any of that on YouTube. And in fact, I think I have much footage direct. I don't think I taped much of that really. Like the Iraqi villagers are trying to get in there and get in all the business, and then the police are like, you can hear them firing warning shots to keep people back, because that was a truck bomb blew up right here. You guys see, you're in the ground zero of it all. We're standing in the middle of where the bomb went off. The truck went off. You can see the axles and all the pieces and all this stuff. And that was inside the little. So they didn't even blow up the cell tower. They did everything but that. They're still standing there, see? That's a good shot of all the destruction. Those are people's houses. So the terrorists came in, blew up that truck bomb, and killed all those people. So that was them doing it to themselves. So that it had just happened, like only like what, like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes before we got there. See this when this blew up, it blew our doors off of on the base. The doors to our little room. It blew the door open and all it's that big of an explosion. And this is like a mile away. And then we all run, whenever that happens, you all run to the roof and you look and you can see the mushroom cloud of it. And then you already know, crap, we're going QRF and all this stuff to go to it. Yeah, this was technically in this area called 5 Kilo, which is not necessarily in Ramadi. It's across the river in Tamim, which is on the west side of Ramadi. And there's this little area 5 Kilo, which I don't remember why they call it that. Maybe because it's 5 kilometers away or something from some... I don't remember exactly why it was called that. It's been so long. Yeah, there's nothing, no action here in this video. There I am right there. Shaking my head at the chaos, like what the hell? Watch. Watch. I like attention, so I like to get myself in the shot.
ولا كان الصبات سد الطريق هذا والسياره مكتوب الا انا اقول لك قوتهم يعني علم من هذا احنا قاعدين نختبر السياره.
So that police chief right there was actually a good guy. Some of those guys are actually good dudes. They're trying to actually fix the country. So I don't know if I can play it. How far back did I go? All right. Ah, crap. I keep missing it. I want to show you my... Right there. So right here, that's our platoon sergeant. He was our boss, whatever. He got killed a couple months later, actually. Yeah, so he didn't go home. He didn't go home from that deployment. Let's see here. Yeah, that's about all there was for that. We'll talk about Dune. I know. I had to keep this live stream going. I had to fill it up with some stuff, guys. Now you know. Now you know what I used to do for a living. We have military in Iraq, but it's like it's there to fight ISIS and support operations and support Iraqi military, but it's very little. It's a few. It's only like Afghanistan, no, we totally lost that. Iraq, it's stabilized. Not a full win, but it's not lost. We have military. Still have forces in Iraq. People don't really realize that. Afghanistan, we fully lost that. That was a loss. Yep. So, see how many U.S. forces in Iraq. Still. That's like, yeah, we have 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq right now still. 2,500 people, so military. They don't like to broadcast that, I guess, for whatever reason. But it's very gray area with Iraq. I think you can kind of consider that a win overall, since we're still there supporting the government. We went back in, got rid of ISIS that infiltrated. ISIS went in like 2014, 15, 16. We finally went back in and supported those operations, surged back in, special forces and light infantry and all that kind of stuff, supported Iraqi army, the Kurds, to go in and freaking get rid of ISIS out of Iraq. And now Iraq's actually pretty stable for right now. So, and we have forces there, and so Iraq could be considered a light win. You know, like, hey, it's not totally overthrown, and they have a government, and we help we stabilized it in a way. Was it great? No. Afghanistan is a loss, straight up. So that was complete loss. Taliban control that country fully again. So if ISIS had went in there and fully taken over in Iraq right now, it would be considered a loss, but it didn't. So we went in there and kicked their butts again. You know, so we can kind of count that. You can kind of count that as a win, I guess. But is it really, though? Because we're still there. So I don't know. It is what it is. Just like Nam, when our government gets tired of it, that's when we win or lose or whatever. It's not really the military that loses it. It's the government. The politicians lose the war. That's what I always say. People ask me, did we win it? It's like, well, we won as far as the military, because we won everything we did. Right? Say we took our cities back. We held our territory. We kept our bases safe. We, mostly kept everybody alive and did our mission successfully. But the politicians came in and they lose it. They lose it later. So that's basically what I tell people. So blame the politicians, not the military, because I'll tell you right now, we have the gloves on. I mean, we're hand tied in those deployments. We're not really giving it everything we can at the problem. You know what I mean? Our hands are tied with restraints, so to speak, by the politicians. This might not sound very nice, but World War II, the gloves were off. Carpet bombing cities, fire bombing cities, taking out 40,000 Germans in one night of civilians and all this other stuff. We dropped nukes. I mean, that's how you scorched earth countries. That's how you win wars, unfortunately, right? It doesn't sound good, but that's how you win wars. And I've told people all the time, so you only win wars by decimating the enemy. We don't win wars anymore because we don't decimate the enemy like we need to win a war. But that's just my personal. That's not even my personal feeling. It's basically it's not good or bad or whatever. It's basically the truth. It's the fact. That's how you win a war. But we don't do that anymore. We like to rebuild and touchy-feely and all this stuff and give you sugar and this, that, rebuild your school and all. No, you do that later. In World War II, you did that after the fact. You scorched earth it and then you rebuild it. But that's just how it's been done in the past. But after World War II, they wanted to do all this touchy-feely stuff. And we don't really win wars like we used to. It might change one day, which I don't know. I just don't think Western society doesn't have a taste for it anymore. That's all it is. I mean, look at what Russia's doing. They've lost like hundreds of thousands of soldiers just to keep throwing in Ukraine, and that's one little crappy country they're trying to throw it at. Well, we're kind of helping stop them, right? Yeah, but I mean, they're having a heck of a time because of us. But Let's get back into Dune here, guys. I went on my little military rant. Appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to me. But just so you know, I love the army. Army for me was awesome. I love my job. Now, would I do it again? Would I join it all again? Yeah, I would do it again. Not everybody says that, but especially tanks, dude. Armor, the tanks was the best job ever, dude. And I do recommend if people ever do go in the army and they're like, I want to do a combat job, do armor, do tanks. Don't do infantry. If you absolutely have to do a combat MOS, do armor. It's hands down the best job for combat jobs by far. Yeah, Alexander. I mean, I actually watched a thing about him lately. He actually was kicking ass, but then he centralized his power control to him. So once he died, it just fell apart. Right. Yeah, so let's get back to the Dune. I should do this kind of talk on my old Arrakis channel. That'd be kind of fun. I'm not even that smart of a guy on a lot of how things went down. My memory's so fuzzy now, historically. I just know what I did and what areas we were in. I off the top of my head, I can't tell you all the large strategies of the Iraq War, Afghanistan. I mean, I just know that a lot of it didn't work. And then maybe in the long term, some of the touchy-feely stuff we did in Iraq worked. But I mean, they call it hearts and minds, as they call it. Get the hearts and minds, get the people on your side, and it's easier to do negotiate the operations. But you always got jerks out there too that do like the war crimes and stuff that kind of ruins and sets you back, like the jail or Abu Ghraib and all that. Those reservist losers ruined it for everybody. Wanted to like molest freaking prisoners that. And those idiots took pictures of it. It's what people don't understand. There's a difference between regular army, like active duty, and National Guard and reserves. They're not the same. People need to know that right now. Like National Guard and reserves, they're not. They're just a bunch of yahoos that do once a week, once a month, and then whatever. There is active guard reserve. It's a little bit different with their active kind of guard. That's maybe a little different, but like. Reservists go in there and they're usually pretty much morons and they usually mess everything up and get in our way, active duty. And the same thing for like special forces. We're the morons messing their stuff up for them. That's just kind of like trickles down. So yes, I don't want to lose people. Auto in 4K. Don't leave. I'm going to talk Dune right now. Sorry. Hey, but I have 12 viewers, so I'm doing pretty good. Going back to Dune, guys. You guys got me going, man. Got me ranting. I'm going 3 hours. I'm going 3 hours on this, guys. Almost 3 hours on the stream. Damn, it's 11:37 here where I'm at. Let's see here. So we're gonna talk about the different versions of Dune coming out, which I've talked about. Oh, I don't think I'm. The answer Prince Yuri real quick. I don't think I'm big time enough for Joe Rogan. Because he only talks to like SEALs and Special Forces guys and stuff, not regular army, like he don't care about regular army operations and stuff like we were doing. Which would be kind of cool to mix that in, right? Hey, what's the perspective from the regular army guy that's doing the daily shit? But I mean, they don't really. No one really cares about us. They care about SEALs and special forces and stuff. Which I get it. That's more sexy, right? The special forces stuff is the sexy stuff. Doing 48-hour guard in like 20-degree weather, that's not very sexy, and nothing happens. And that's a lot of your time. A lot of your time is doing that stuff. The boring stuff, burning shit. Guarding, escorting the poop truck sucking truck guy that drives around. He's an Iraqi, so you have to sit in the cab with him and drive him around the fob, sucking out the porta-johns. That's what you do. That's real army, dude. That's the name of the game. That's the stuff that doesn't get told on these podcasts, is the daily life. That's the reality of the military, is what you do. Guarding showers and shitters because somebody took a dump in the water supply and it got people sick. I'm telling you, man, these stories, they're just going on for days. Oh well. He was there. Technolab was there. I had an idea, going back real quick. One last thing before I talk about Dune. I had an idea of a podcast of that kind of stuff. Like, you don't talk about the combat necessarily. You talk about the funny, crazy, dumb shit that goes on in the military, in garrison and in deployments. Just the stuff like that. Not even necessarily the combat stuff, but just the weird people, the Wiccans and the Juggalos and all the weird ass soldiers you meet. Like, you know, dude, you meet them all. Stuff like that. But that'd be a funny podcast, I think. Anyways, yeah, so the 3 versions of Dune Awakening coming out for pre-order. It's already out for pre-order, guys. You have your standard, your deluxe, your ultimate. I did a video on this already. I've already got ultimate pre-ordered. Thomas Anonymous, the Paul Stillbirth. I think you typoed that. uh Are you talking about firefighting? Yeah, you're talking about like doing your details of useless stuff. Still suit. The Paul Stillbirth. No, Paul. Well, he's dead here. Right? He never was born, so yeah, maybe he was a stillbirth. You know, because you guys are tracking, right? In Dune Awakening, the story. This is an alternate timeline where Paul Atreides isn't born. That's why I thought you made that joke. It's my partner's B-day, so I'm gonna get it for her. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you're gonna get it on May 7th. So if you get the deluxe or ultimate, you play it on May 15th, which I already have ultimate. So the stuff that comes with standard edition. Okay, we're gonna get serious here, guys. I'm goofing off. You get your base game, your terrarium of Muad'Dib. That's the little mouse aquarium, I call it. The Sunset Dye Global Swatch. So when you see swatch, I broke this down earlier. The swatch is a color pattern. This is a color pattern for a vehicle. So that one's a swatch, I guess you can apply skins. It's skins for your stuff. So I think that some of the stuff you're gonna be able to maybe buy with money is color skins, I think, because it's not pay to win this game. There's no like in-game real money you can inject in like EVE Online. So which is good. They've already said that there's gonna be no what's the word? Battle pass. There's none of that. They have DLC, paid DLC. Like when they expand to different areas and adds, I think they're adding different. They're gonna add different maps to Dune to the planet for sure. So they're gonna add different areas. They might even do like a polar ice cap, ice region maybe. But they're gonna add different. That's a rumor. That's not really. I don't think they've said that. But they're gonna add different areas for sure. I'm pretty sure. Then there is a rumor that they're gonna add other planets later. Like we'll be able to like be on Caladan or maybe Gidi Prime or something like that, setting up stuff there. I don't know if that's all rumor. So that's what some people hope happens. Well, Kato, will they offer the same pre-orders for consoles? Like, how can I get the special knife skin for make? So, pre-order for console. I don't know if they're gonna do a pre-order for console. Well, there's a code, Kato, for the item. When you do the let's go back to that. How do you get that code for the knife and all that? If you do the character creator and the benchmark on Steam, if you download it, when you run it, it gives you that code for that item. The code is in there. It shows you at the end of the benchmark or when you do the character creator. It's in there. Yeah, that's how you get it. And then I asked other people and they couldn't answer, but will Vladimir going to be in the game? He's alive, and I think he will be. I think we'll see them some form of fashion, some of these characters, because I believe everybody's alive. I think the lore didn't all we have is that lore video. I don't think we really know for sure. But Duke Leto's alive, Lady Jessica's alive. For all the Atreides people are alive. Duncan, everybody, I think. And then Paul's not, but they have a daughter, which they've said the name before, and I can't remember off the top of my head. So they have a Bene Gesserit daughter from Lady Jessica and Duke Leto that's alive in this timeline. And then as far as I'm tracking, Fade, Baron, Raban, they're alive apparently. But there was a battle where they got beat. There's some bad battle that happens, I think, in the lore or somewhere. Someone was mentioning, and that's why they're at Harco Village. They got kicked out of what's the other city? Carthog. Well, I should know this, man. I'm a Dune guy. Well, I'm getting tired here, guys. It's already midnight. Oops. Eric Keen. Is it just Carthog? Carthog is like... Dude, someone tell me. I'm getting tired here. So the Harkonnens were, that was their, yeah, Carthog. I was right. Carthog. It's in the book. That's why I was brain farting. So in the book, Dune, I guess this is a spoiler. Eric Keen is not where the Harkonnens had their HQ. So when the Emperor goes in and takes it from them, gives the fiefdom to Atreides, they pick Eric Keen on purpose because the Harkonnens were not there. I mean, they were there, but that wasn't their HQ. Because if they had just fell in on Carthog, it would have been full with much more traps and booby traps and assassins and all kinds of stuff. So that's where they picked the city of Arrakeen when they land. That's in the book. I don't think that's mentioned in the movie or anything, right? but that's all in the book. So in the story of Dune Awakening, I think that city got nuked or something by the Atreides or something happened. I can't remember. It was in a lore video or something somewhere. I might be making it all up actually. I don't remember. But I think I should do a lore video of Dune Awakening, right, guys? I'll do some like maybe what ifs. But I think it gets destroyed or maybe damaged to the point where they have to go to Harco Village. That's why in the game, from what we've seen, the Harkonnens are set up at Harco Village because Carthage is jacked up or destroyed, nuked or something. Because there's a big war that the Atreides survive and they defend it, and then I think they retaliate. And then now Dune is basically in Dune Awakening, Dune is overseen by the Emperor and the overall it's basically neutral, so to speak. It's somewhat neutral. All parties are kind of free reign, the way they're kind of doing it. This is how I'm explaining it in my head, kind of, anyways. And so you have Harkonnens, you have all the houses have a piece of the pie on Dune, and then you have it being security overseen by the Sardaukar, by the Emperor. So everyone is basically kind of equal footing. All the houses have a piece of the pie, so to speak. That's how they're kind of making it, an MMO. So everyone, it's all equal, so we can go around and basically go to join different factions. This is all they did this specifically because they want to make it a game, a playable game where you can go to every house and different factions, do all this stuff. Chome's there, set up a shop now everywhere. So it's kind of like basically like a full. It's really clever, really, how they did it. How they really thought to make this a split timeline in Paul's head. So we're essentially living rent free in Paul's head, or we're not because we have to pay Solari taxes. So yeah, we're literally, when you're playing Dune Awakening, you're literally living in a timeline in Paul's mind. Think about it. So that's interesting. So going back to this, now at least we're talking about Dune, right, guys? Instead of the wars. But anyways, so the deluxe edition has the first 3 things. And then it has the Head Start play on the 15th. So if you get the deluxe edition, you get to play on the 15th still as well. Season Pass, which comes with like the early first wave of DLCs, I'm guessing. And then you get a Sardaukar Baatar armor. So if you can get deluxe and you get the Sardaukar armor. But then you get the Ultimate Edition comes with all those things. And then you also get the Caladan Palace building set. So those are like specific building items that are going to be Caladan specific Atreides style blocks to build with. This is what I wanted. The 2020 film still suit for Ultimate. That's what I want. And that's what I'm getting at. Digital art book was cool. Digital soundtrack cool. And then Blue Dasher Ornithopter. So a skin for Ornithopter. Dusk Rider Sandbike swatch for the skin for the Sandbike. So that's what you get, guys. So 3 different editions. The pricing is going to be down here. So this is what you get in the deluxe. 4 DLCs right here. This is the swatch colors you guys see right here. See if I can blow up that. So it's a skin. When it says swatch, it's like it's not just one color, it's like 4 colors in there. Can't really see that. But yeah. So those are the things you get. Ultimate Edition, this is what you get. So you get all those other things, and then you can get this Caladan building set right here. Here's those swatch colors if you guys can't really see it, but those are the skin colors for those items. The digital art book, that's cool, dude. And then soundtrack, get your little Muad'Dib guy, get your sunset, get your 5 days early, get your 2 skins, or your suits, I should say, and then the all the Caladan stuff. So yeah, I have a good deal actually. Better than some stuff you pay $100 for. Just get all those DLCs. Make sure your PC can run the game. Yeah, so we've already talked about that, running the benchmark, guys. Let's go back to the news. Boom. Boom, business model. We can read more of this, guys. We can actually kind of play this real quick. Let's play this since... Let's go. Dude, I'm running... This is my record of a stream, I think, guys. We're at 3 hours. I got 12 people in here. Everyone, if you guys are not subbed yet, make sure you subscribe. And then if you're on YouTube, go over to my Twitch. Follow my Twitch. If you're on Twitch, go over to my YouTube. Throw a follow or a sub on YouTube. Because if you're on Twitch and you haven't been on my YouTube, I have a ton of videos on there. So you're missing out. I have like 450 something videos of all Dune. My channel, Arrakis Central on YouTube, is all Dune related. Don't worry, my videos aren't even all that other discussion. I don't have any other stuff on there about Army. That's just on this live stream. I went on a rant. Those of you who've been around know me. I'll start sidebarring. But all my stuff on there is all Dune. I have Dune games, movies, lore, all kinds of stuff. I talk about it. You can go all the way back to the beginning. I mean, I've been around for what? How many? A year and a half now. So go check out all my videos on YouTube. I got a ton, and I have merchandise. I have like the Dune cards, my pride and joy, the Topps Dune. Love those things. Yeah, on my merchandise, let's show everything. Oh yeah, I built the Lego ornithopter, everything on there. But getting back to this, there should be a link in my Twitch to my YouTube. It should be. Hey, Auto N4K, are you on TikTok or are you on Twitch? Because I think I've just seen you on TikTok. Write me. I don't know if he's still watching or not. I just saw you writing on TikTok. Did you switch over to Twitch? I don't know. It's weird. Anyways. Yeah. What's this right here? It says, so let's read some of this. I'm gonna read some of the chats here, guys. I want all this content on consoles from Kato. Yeah, it should. I think it's gonna be all the same stuff. Thomas Anomalous, Kato, you might be able to create a Steam account and play the benchmark, then connect your Stan account to Steam account. I think you meant. You're doing it Microsoft, maybe. Oh, Kato, yeah, you're not doing console. I mean, you're not doing PC, right? So, like, you're going to be waiting. I don't know when that's going to... Yeah, I mean, I know people can't afford it. You want to get at least a 40 series card, or you want at least an i9, probably a 30. You could probably get away with a 30 series card. And an i9. So, like, you could probably... I don't know how people have budgets, I get it. But you could probably go on eBay and buy a used motherboard or a graphics card. Let's see here. Oh, dude, you can get a 3070 on eBay for $300. Here's one for $269. A Zotac Gaming GeForce 3070 8 gig, 256 meg for $269. You can get a, yeah, dude. I mean, you can always go if you build your own PC piece by piece. I get it though. I mean, people have different financial stuff. Steam Deck does not play very well. I have one and I did the benchmark on it. But maybe it'll play probably. It's just gonna be, you know, 30 FPS or something. Not necessarily the. I tried it. Let's just say. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm looking over here on eBay. Some of this you can. Kato, you might want to look into getting a PC. I don't know if I personally couldn't wait. So you could piece together some parts here for a PC, probably off eBay, pretty cheap. Get yourself a 30 series card. You want to have a good processor, probably more so than graphics for this game. A lot of games, new games now are doing more processor RAM. So you want to get like an i9, something with a more than like 8 cores. That's for damn sure. I hope my channel blows up, but there's a lot of big streamers that are going to be playing this game that are already got followings. So the way I've seen algorithm-wise, it's going to be hard to compete with these big Twitch guys, these big YouTube guys. Like right now, I've been streaming 3 hours under the Dune Awakening category. I only have 11 people really watching me, you know? Which is fine. That's better than I usually used to do. But I mean, probably if I did this every night, a live stream like this, I'd probably get a lot more viewers, but I can't do that, guys. I gotta work. But my wife would never go for it either. Right now it's Saturday night, so that's why I'm getting away with it. They're already in bed, actually. I've got new PC only because, yeah. Boombays, man. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you hit a follow if you can. When this game comes out, I'll be live streaming it. And then if you want, check out my YouTube channel for all my Dune videos. If you like Dune and this game, I have a ton of Dune Awakening stuff. So appreciate the views and follows that you guys give me. I don't really see my. I might not have it. I might not have a. Oh, got it. Okay, perfect. You're following me on. Awesome. I gotta get a lore video going. I haven't done a lore video in a while, you guys. On there. So let's play this video here. He's gonna talk about the pricing models for the game. So let's get this going.
Hi everybody, my
I think
name is
we
Joel
watched this already,
Byros and
didn't
I'm
we?
the creative director on Dune Awakening. Soon, we're going to be opening pre-orders for the game, so today, I'd like to talk to you about our post-launch plans so that you can make an informed decision about your purchase. The key things that you need to know about Dune Awakening's launch are that it
I think we watched this earlier, but we'll watch it again.
will not launch in early access, and it will not have a monthly subscription. It will receive regular free updates, including new content, new features, and quality of life improvements. And in addition to these free updates, we will offer optional DLCs. We will be releasing major free updates expanding the story, and adding new content and features. And with each major update, we will release a DLC. There will be an option to buy a season pass, which includes several DLCs, but you'll
Yeah, Thomas Anonymous, I'll be live streaming more, yes, and more videos, and then probably the 2 weeks leading up to the game, I'm gonna try and live stream as many days as I can. Probably starting May 1st. I'll probably start trying to stream every night, at least for an hour or two every night. Even just, get a solid pre-stream algorithm going for me. Maybe not every single night, but I will. Yeah, so about May 1st, I'm gonna start trying to hit it as many days as I can, not just Saturdays. Yeah, so
also be able to buy them standalone when they release and as they release. Some editions of the game will also include a head start of 5 days starting on the 15th of May. Sure, this allows people to get into the game early, but it also helps us to make sure that we can balance the server load as people come into the game through launch for the best possible experience. And players who want the fresh start experience will still be able to play on new servers which will launch when the game launches on the 20th of May. Lastly, we'll be releasing a blog with all of the information I've shared, and it'll include updated PC specs for running the game. Our benchmark mode is also still live if you want to check how your PC will run the game before you pre-order. Thanks very much for listening. I look forward to seeing you all on the sands of Arrakis.
well, there it is. May 20th on that one. So minimum specs right here, guys. We got region. Oh, what region am I in? So Central Time, US. I am 12:05 a.m. here. So midnight, where I'm at right now. Bombays. Are you in India by chance? Is that like a play on Bombay? Oh, you're from the EU. My wife's actually originally from South. No, I don't know what she'd be considered. She would be considered East. I don't know what that's considered out there where she's from. I think it's just Persia. Oh, go back over here to where I was at. My wife's German citizen, but she's not originally from Germany. So I just consider Central Asia, where my wife's from. Ooh, Thailand. Cool, dude. I have a buddy who lives there. American guy. Yeah, oh, they just had that bad earthquake, man. You doing all right over there? A bunch of people got killed, right? Or was it worse down there in It was worse down there in the different area, wasn't it? In Thailand. Myanmar? Is that what it is? Myanmar? I don't know how to pronounce it right. Yeah, so the specs, guys, for Dune Awakening, we have OS Windows 10, which I don't like. Windows 11's better. Myanmar, I suppose. Core i5, I would not recommend that. And then 16 gigs of memory, would not recommend that. This is recommended just to choppy play it. At 1060, yeah, you don't want that. 60 gigs. And then recommended right here. Here it says it wants you to have Intel. You can get this kind of cheap though. Actually, you can get yourself a Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 3070 card. 75 gigs. You could build that if you don't have a gaming PC. You could probably buy that cheap pre-made actually. So ultra settings. I got a 4090 card. I'm zooming ultra probably. I mean, I did it on the benchmark test, so I'll be playing ultra settings on this game, guys. And I got a capture card, so I should be able to like basically stream it with the capture card and not have much of a lag. This is just talking about the PC settings. It's gonna have DLSS4 frame generation, latest open scale and advanced frame generation tech from AMD will also be available at launch. Intel, I don't even know how you pronounce that. ZSS to experience faster, smoother gameplay with high quality images. Razer Chroma RGB, Razer Sense HD haptic experience, unparalleled immersion with Razer Kraken 4 Pro headset. Sync lighting, I don't have that. I got it at Logitech. And then of course all the stuff you can remap, controllability, all that good stuff. Live gameplay stream Monday morning. We watched that already. They have another live stream coming up in like the 10 days. Second live stream of gameplay, I guess. So I think they might still be showing that as like a... Let's go to Funcom up here real quick, guys. Oh, what happened here? Reload. I've been watching a lot of Demon, what's his name? Demon Kim. He's got good videos. He's got a lot of subscribers on YouTube too. Yeah, so the stream is actually... Three people waiting. Let's look at it right now, guys. Right now, this is the live stream notification. In April 15th. So April 15th, they're going to do the second combat live stream from Funcom. You guys see that? Which is at Eastern. So 11 a.m. for me. Day of the week is that? Or when? April 15th? What is that? That Tuesday. Man, they're killing me. I need to do these weekends. Or do them later in the day. I'm at work, so I can't stream these things. I can't. I would live react to them, but I can't. I'm at work. I should take... Maybe that's 11. Maybe I should... I guess I could go home early and stream it. That's in 2 weeks. I could take an early lunch. Dude, maybe I will try to stream this, guys. Maybe I'll try to like take an early lunch. It'd have to be very on the fly though. I can't guarantee it. I'll do it. I wouldn't know till that day, like that morning, and then I'd have to like basically run right home at 10:30, do it, then go back to work at like after it's over. Doable. That's doable for me. So be on the lookout for that. I might try to pull that off and live react to this because people that'd be get a good following on there. Let's say hi. There's only like a couple people in here anyways watching. Only 54 3 people watching. I just liked it. You guys want to see my salute while we're waiting for this? See if anybody comes into my chat from there. I have a tribute. If you guys haven't seen it, I had this. I generated a song. Let's see here if I can find it. Let's go to my account. We're gonna end the stream soon though, because I salute you, Central. Hoorah! Yeah, that might be a good stream. Maybe might grab some interest. Yeah, I need to do that. Where's my tribute to right here? Dune Awakening. Here we go, guys.
Ancient power in your hands. Rivers dry where prophecies flow. In the darkness, let my courage show. Oceans buried deep within. Sands will swirl where life begins. Voices from the past will guide. In the desert, nowhere to hide. And empires rise and empires fall. In the spice I hear them call. Trail and through faith I will carve my path. Embrace my fate. Of Arrakis, call my name. In your endless ways I'll stake my claim. Destiny's thread weaves through time and space. Along the shrines I now erase. The shrines I now embrace. Among the grace. Oh, sands of Arrakis, call my name. In your endless waves I'll stake my claim. Destiny's thread weaves through time and space. Among the tribes I now embrace. Oh, shadow beneath the sands. Ancient power in your hands. Rivers dry where prophecies flow. In the darkness, let my courage show. Oh, oceans buried deep within. Sands will swirl where life begins. Voices from the past will guide. In the desert, nowhere to hide. Shadow beneath the sands. Ancient power in your hands. Rivers dry where prophecies flow. In the darkness, let my courage show. In the desert, nowhere to hide.
There it is. Yeah, that was my no, that's posted. That's posted. That's just a I generated that AI song. That's like my theme song. I use that, and then I'm gonna use that every time I go live. And then it's funny because it's AI, and then the whole thing of Dune is against AI. It's just kind of funny. I think it's funny to me. I don't know why people get worked up about it. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dune, it's like basically Frank Herbert would be so pissed because you're using AI. Like, dude, and none of it's real anyways. AI is real. Dune is not. I think it's funny. Let's go back real quick because I don't know what other news we missed over here. Is there a video exploring in Secrets of the Desert? I'm getting kind of tired, guys. So this might be the last little thing we look at. Have I seen this? I don't think I've watched this. I don't know if I've seen this.
Welcome to Arrakis, the most dangerous planet in the universe.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Dune Awakening is a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale, where the open, ever-changing world ensures exploration remains a vital activity. Join us as we traverse the breathtaking landscapes and uncover what the sands have hidden. Follow in the footsteps of the native Fremen and learn to overcome the deadly environment. Collect materials to craft a shelter, stillsuit, and your first vehicle, then venture into the desert. With a scanning module installed, you can scan for resources in smaller areas, or climb the highest peaks to launch a survey probe, revealing large swaths of terrain and important locations like shipwrecks or abandoned Imperial testing stations. Traverse difficult terrain with tools like the Shigawire Claw and Suspensor Belt, and claim powerful tech and gear. Expand your fleet of vehicles and upgrade them with new modules to suit your playstyle. From the cockpit of the iconic Ornithopter, even the most remote expanses of Arrakis are within your reach. In the deep desert, massive Coriolis storms regularly sweep across the land with monstrous power, changing the entire map every week. As new resources and secrets are revealed, the race to survey the vast new landscape begins anew. Be the first to mark the location of precious resources, then give the map to your allies, or sell it to other players on the exchange. Here, there are no paths to tread, only power to claim. This is infinite exploration. This is Arrakis.
Arrakis. Pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. We know you're gonna have these ecology stations to go in, raid. It's gonna be like dungeons, all that kind of good stuff. This media. Go back to news. Yeah. Up community at number 6. I already covered that, so that was it. I was pretty caught up with the news of what they've released then. All right, folks. Well, I think we're calling that 3 hours and 30 minutes, essentially. That's my record stream, I think, guys. I'm surprised I went this long, actually. You guys got me talking all kinds of stuff tonight. Actually, I did it all myself. I worked myself up. But anyways, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call that an evening. But thanks for coming by. 3.5 hours, pretty good run. If I can get like a 2-hour, my goal is when the game comes out, at least 2 hours a night. What I can stream, I get the game stream, but at least a minimum, at least an hour. But the weekdays, the weekends will be no problem. The weekdays could be the problem where I might not only be able to get like maybe an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours a night in. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, but like until then, everyone, I really appreciate it. We'll go back. when I get closer, May 1st, I'm gonna try and start doing a stream every night if I can. Similar to this, maybe not 3 hours, but it'll be. I'm trying to go every night for the build up of the release. Early release, I'll be playing on the 15th, and as you could see, or I told you guys earlier, I will be taking those days off. So the 15th, the 16th, 17th, 18th, I will be off playing the game on live stream. I'm assuming we're going to be able to stream it on the 15th. I'm assuming all the embargo and all that kind of NDA will be lifted and all that. Well, because it's not going to be the beta, it's going to be the real game. So yeah, it should be. And then the question is, at what time will the game be released on the 15th? Midnight? 9 in the morning? 6 in the morning? Like when? Not till later? Like what are we thinking here? Maybe it tells you on. Let's ask at what time on 15 May will Dune release? You might not know. At least time hasn't been announced. He's gonna say sorry. It doesn't say. One more last look at a thing here, guys. We're doing one last Celebrity Sleuth here. Remember that magazine, Celebrity Sleuth? Where they would go around and get pictures of like drunk Paris Hilton showing her whatever in other regions on like in public. Oh, that magazine was gold, dude. See your Dune. Maybe it says it there. Let's see. Let's take a look. So it says 6 weeks. You guys aren't seeing this. I'm looking on.
Welcome to Arrakis,
It says 6 weeks.
the most dangerous planet in the universe.
Yeah, it doesn't say the release time.
Awakening is a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale, where the open, ever-changing world ensures exploration remains a vital activity. Join us.
Doesn't say.
First, the breathtaking
Let's ask the co-pilot. What is the average
following
release
footsteps of the native Fremen, and
time
to overcome the
of
deadly
games on
Collect
Steam?
materials to craft a shelter, stillsuit,
So
and your first vehicle.
games on Steam typically release at 10 a.m. Pacific time for global launches,
Scan for resources
as this aligns with the platform store refresh schedule. However, some games follow the midnight release based on the player's local time, especially for major titles.
and important
Ooh, look at us doing some.
for abandoned Imperial testing.
Just got my keys for closed.
Traverse difficult
Oh, you
terrain
probably
with
should.
tools like
You
the
probably don't want to say that on here.
suspensor belt, and claim
Massively mastered. Yeah, but
expand your
yeah, I don't think you're
vehicles
supposed to
and upgrade
disclose
them
that
with new
information,
modules
but
to suit your playstyle. From the cockpit of the iconic
that's all right though. I wouldn't say much more than.
are within your reach. In the deep desert,
Yeah, I don't know the rules. I'm just saying you're in it. I don't even know if there is any.
across the land with
I just would go with the NDA.
the entire map every week. As new resources and secrets are revealed, the race to
Yeah, I don't think they're too strict with that.
be the first to mark the
As far
location of precious
because people say it all the time. I see on the Discord. Yeah, I'm in it, and they just
the players on the exchange.
yeah.
Here there are no paths to tread, only power to claim. This is
Yeah.
infinite
But
exploration.
anyways, yeah, you got here a little late. I'm about to end the stream. I've been going already for 3.5 hours. But hey, make sure you follow me. I think you already are, but make sure you follow me on Twitch and go check out my YouTube. But yeah, it says right here, we're doing a little sleuth in here right now, trying to find out what time. That's the question of the hour right now. What time on the 15th? Because it's early. I'm getting ultimate. If you get ultimate or deluxe, you get to play it on the 15th. So what time on the 15th will the game release? Here it says the average time is 10 a.m. Pacific time. Games releasing on the day of launch. It also says sometimes games do midnight. So we're either looking at an average now, it could be different, but an average of 10 a.m. So Pacific time, that would be we're 2 hours ahead. So noon. So I could be looking at noon here on the 15th. We're thinking in our head here. It could be different, but that the game releases. So if that's the case, I'll probably light up the stream early. I'm talking early, like maybe 10 or so, 9 or 10 a.m. So I'm taking that day off. So that is if in my head of what the average times releases are. I'll start streaming around 10 a.m. that day on the 15th, maybe 9. I do a little launch stream of this, and then we'll get her going. Problem is, I have to download the dang thing. So, hey Toe, those are the army stories. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's just a little tidbit of army stories. That's nothing.
Master Arrakis, and it will open your mind.
Yeah, guys, but oh, that's the trailer playing on the. You guys are hearing the trailer music. Yeah, everyone. So I'm gonna have to cut it off though, because I gotta get to bed. But oh, Hegseth. Yeah, but he only did like one. Did like one deployment or something. He did 2 deployments. He did something. He did Iraq and Afghanistan. He was in Afghanistan when we were there. Pete Hegseth completed 2 deployments during his military. He served in Iraq from 2005-06, and then he did Afghanistan in 2011-12. He was there when we were there. And then, but he was National Guard. We all know how we feel about National Guard around here. No, I'm playing, guys. If you guys are Weekend Warriors. The thing is, what people don't understand, the reason we active duty craps on National Guard, so we're living it every day, your whole life. You're getting up at 5:30. You're living that every day. You're living the Army life, day in, day out. 7 days a week, basically. I mean, you're usually off on the weekend, but not all the time. And sometimes you're back home and you're not off the weekends because soldiers are getting in trouble and you got to come in, and there's drug raids on the barracks and the dogs and the MPs and everyone's out there, and the people don't clean the barracks. So then the sergeant major pulls the entire battalion out there to watch and make the soldiers clean their rooms. And I'm not even talking boot camp. I'm talking a regular unit. So you just don't even know the stuff that goes on. You're living it day in day out. National Guard, they do their little deployment. They go back to they might do their little like weekend training. They might do a build up for a deployment, but then after that, they're just doing their regular jobs every day in and day out. They're living regular. They get to chill out. They're not doing their army stuff. Active duty, we have to live it every day. even in the garrison. So you're living that life. So it's just kind of like, that's why we crap on the National Guard and reservists. That's all it is. It's kind of banter more than anything. Yeah, they get in the way, right? They probably like, yeah, we're here, we know what we're doing, but they don't know shit, right? Probably. For the fires, it's probably that's like real life. I mean, yeah, army, the point's life and death, but it's like not always something going on. But you're a fire, you're at the fire's going on, you're there for the fire. So like it's life and death kind of. It can be bad. So like you've got a bunch of idiots out there running around, you know. People, dude, I mean, there's whole units get wiped out, right? What's the famous one where they all got wiped out in that fire? They made a movie about it. They all got disintegrated under their little their fire shields. Yeah, it's gotta be annoying. Same thing for army stuff too. Anyways, guys, I gotta cut this off. I know some people are tired of the sidebars not doing stuff, but what's all right. I got 10 viewers. Hey, my most loyal people, they want to talk about the army, so it's fine. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. I'll definitely be on next Saturday for sure. And then you never know. Be on the lookout. I might have some random. I'll put it in the Discord. You guys join the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, let me throw it again in here real quick. Where did I put it? Where did I put that link? I should like add it. Or let me see here. What is it? The Discord is up. Let me see here. Real quick before we leave. I'll post it one more time. If you haven't been on my Discord, see if you can get into my Discord here. Put the link. I see people in there. There's people in my Discord. Oh, Pilgrim's already in there. I don't know who that is. From Yep. So tomorrow I'm gonna be in here fooling around on this Discord, guys, cleaning it up, adding a bunch of cool stuff, see what I can do. I'm getting there, guys. Just bear with me. I'm getting there. I'm a one-man show. I know a lot of these big streamers, they have like teams and stuff behind them doing stuff. I'm just one guy doing all this stuff, so I'm not quite there yet. I'm not part of those recruiter ad agency guys that you get hired on to work for them as a streamer. I'm not anything like that. And like I said, I'm the #1 Dune Awakening fan. I paid my own money to fly to Oslo, Norway to go visit the studio. So yeah, and I gave them a gift. Like I said, I gave them a gift. So they gave me a bag too. I gotta do a video of showing them the cool little goodie bag they gave me. Yep. So until then, guys, make sure you check out this. I'm gonna start posting my videos and things and news and highlights and other Dune stuff in here in this Discord. I might try to use this Discord as my main little foyer, so to speak, into the network. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. And yeah, I keep saying I'm going away, but now I really am. Same. All right, cool, guys. Join the Discord, and I will talk to you all later.
Lives our name. From the desert we derive strength to conquer, strength to thrive. Tight through the storm to the light, call the banners of the brave. In the dunes we rise and fight, ride the worm, hold on tight. Through the storm, to the light, call the banners of the brave. Sands of Arrakis will not cave. Harkonnen's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes, our fate revealed. Harkonnen's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes, our fate will not cave.
Harkonnen's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans